golden
That's
back
good. Actually, I'm gonna put.
Can
It's
this
golden.
camera
This
see
book
me?
back here.
Yeah,
Yeah, the camera can see you.
I'm too close. I don't want to be this close to the camera.
You'll survive.
Kind of been on the.
Hello, everyone. We're officially live. Hey, we are so grateful for everyone that is joining us today. As you can see, things are a little bit different.
Hell yeah.
We may have moved the couch. Takes up a lot of room, so it goes bye-bye. We're officially playing a tabletop game on a table as it's designed, but we are still the Couch Cooperative of Heart, hoping to bring you guys your nostalgic tabletop experiences to Twitch. We are continuing our adventure, the Hoard of the Dragon Queen. We have been journeying. We'll do a recap in a bit. We are kind of continuing where we left off. I'm really, really excited for it. I hope everything sounds pretty good. If you guys have any feedback or any tip suggestions while you guys are watching the episode, please feel free to just go ahead and be active in chat. Just let us know if there's anything that you notice. Trey's going to take just a little bit of some time every now and then to just take a quick peek. If we notice anything that we can make adjustments to on the fly, we will. We know the setup, things are placed now a little bit differently. Anything we can do to kind of make it work as best we can, we'll do. Outside of that, we don't have any announcements. If you guys want to keep up with us throughout the weeks, please follow us on our Instagram, and then also make sure that you follow the channel and turn on notifications so that you know when we go live. Outside of that, let's go ahead and begin.
Now that we have these chairs and the couch is gone, we can repurpose it as a casting couch, right?
No. No.
I'm just trying to be proactive and proficient with the tools we have.
Proactively, no.
How do you think we're going to fund more equipment for this stream?
We are going to fund more equipment by working good jobs. That's how we're going to do it. Nothing we buy will not be earned.
Just keep your eyes out on where you see that couch next.
It's probably going to go to the dump. It has a hole in it. Anyway,
I wonder why there's a hole.
Last we left off, our adventurers had joined the caravan that the Cult of the Dragon is transporting the wealth that they've accumulated through the various raids northwards. They're taking it somewhere. As far as you guys know, they were taking it from Baldur's Gate to as far as Waterdeep. You were able to join the caravan, all with different variety of jobs. Underneath that kind of accompaniment, one that was lost pretty quickly. You guys are traveling on a 40-day journey from Baldur's Gate to Waterdeep. Part of that journey, we've actually gone through officially half of that journey. The next closest destination is you guys have traveled on the road. You have a few stops that'll be kind of getting in the way here and there. They will take up 1 day of travel, so that you guys, if you guys wanted to, maybe shop, buy, sell anything that you've acquired so far, things like that, then you can. Like I mentioned, your room and board have been paid for throughout the week, so I'm not too worried about making sure that you have enough food. That part's fine. A couple major things that have happened throughout the adventure so far. Lux Everest lost his job to a band of adventurers who claimed that they were good enough to do the job that he provided at the same cost. And so he was let go. He stole some pretty expensive spices in spite, and then fled the caravan, coming back as a disguised version of himself known as Eloquent. A few days later, you guys got into an altercation with a noble of the House of Kothra in Waterdeep that sells horses, who was abusing his horse. You ended up killing him a few days later. But
I did kill him.
Actually, no, I think it was that day.
Yeah, it was
because
the
it was
same,
when you were.
it was like
No, it
later
was
on.
with the Harringtons. So it was a few days later. Yeah. It was actually. Yeah, it was the very next event after that. You ended up killing him. He died by getting impaled, but you also killed his retinue, so they were all completely killed. You learned that Idanya is way more powerful than she let off to be, in which Hakon actually had a conversation with her about that and was able to learn that she's on the look for someone. She considers herself a diviner, so she's a practitioner of the divination arts, and she proved that to you, Hakon, by allowing you to have a brief moment after asking a series of questions about your family to check in on your mother, who was the only one that was able to actually get the scrying spell through. So you were able to check in on your mother, see how she was doing, in which she was perfectly fine. Everything was good. It was great to see her after so long. Even though you couldn't communicate, it was good to just know that she was okay. Outside of that, there were a few events that kind of took here and there. We are on our 21st day, and over the past previous days, which I think about maybe the last at least 3 were completely uneventful. 2 days and 2 nights of rain, lightning, and strange whistling sounds on the wind have kept the entire caravan pretty cautious, on edge. On this particular day, upon waking in the morning and setting off, what you begin to notice is that the surrounding countryside is blanketed with fungus. It grows everywhere, including on the road. When anyone steps on a mushroom, and it's nearly impossible to not, it emits a puff of black spores and a moan of pain. These tiny little mushrooms, they sprout just incredibly thick. And at first you notice the merchants are terrified of the things. They refuse to drag through them. It starts to become more and more difficult over time. You also notice that they do grow quite quickly. I would say when they're first noticed, they're roughly the size of maybe champagne corks. Within an hour, they're about 6 inches tall. An hour later, roughly a foot. They start to slow down after that, but by then most people in the caravan are pretty certain that everything is doomed. It's a very ominous thing for all these mushrooms to be kind of sprouting up everywhere. At this point, the caravan has come to a complete stop. So what would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna hop off and say, I'll be right back, guys. And I'm gonna walk up to the caravan at the very front.
Okay.
I want to check out the mushrooms.
Okay, go ahead and make a nature check.
16.
16. You know that these are... They're mycelium shriekers. So they're sprouting from a bigger fungal infection that is going on somewhere. Normally it tends to be a lot deeper than where the sprouts are showing up. And you also know that they're not poisonous, but they're hallucinogenic to a degree. You don't know the full effect, but you do know that they do affect you more hallucinogenically than they do poisonously. They're completely safe, other than that.
Dude, whenever shit like this comes into our games, you always end up fucking eating it, dude. You always do. And now that Kashray has this information, I guarantee he's gonna find a way to consume it.
We just have to test it.
You don't have to fucking test shit.
Just save me some.
Did you tell us that Vidania was looking for someone?
I don't believe.
No,
I
as far as I know,
didn't.
you didn't.
Because that was literally like last night, right?
It was.
Let me double check.
I believe it was sometime after.
Oh no, that was day 13. Yeah.
Yeah, it was sometime after the noble died.
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay. No, so I don't think
I didn't
have
mark it down on my little calendar here. I'm sorry. I should have.
I do. I have the days.
So, you.
So I,
About this point, you make it up to the
To the
front of the
front?
caravan.
who's leading the caravan? Right
At this point, you see there's a dwarf who's kind of directing a couple of more of the able-bodied individuals. And he's kind of like, all right, I think we could probably start to cut our way through. We're gonna need maybe about 5, 6.
I walk up. What's the holdup up here? Why are we stopped?
He looks around and goes, "Oi, how many eyes you got?"
How many eyes you got?
"I got 2, and they work bloody fine if you can't see.
I look over.
We're kind of impeded if you haven't taken quite a bit of a notice of all the,
Can I walk up to a mushroom and kind of just put my foot on it and press it over?
Yeah, if you press it over, it emits
Does
a
it-
puff of black smoke, and
But it just
a black-
crushes right into the ground, right?
It crushes to the ground, it emits a puff of black smoke, and then it shrieks a shriek of pain.
Yeah.
That startles all the nearby animals, and they start to get rowdy. He goes, hey, cut it out, you're gonna make everything go wild.
Well, they just fall over easier.
I'm aware, but we can't really do anything about the horses. They're gonna have to get through it, we're gonna have to figure it out.
The horses, they get nervous by the shrieks?
Oh,
too?
they don't get nervous, they get terrified. Yeah, it does affect them pretty heavily. Yeah, it spooks them. And
Can
it can make them impossible to control if you subject them to that.
Can I,
You get the impression that they're trying to determine if they can get together a group of people that'll be willing to start pulling these spores out to get them out of here. Like to remove them and throw them off to the side. Or to cut their way out or whatever they gotta do. Because about this point, they're about a foot tall. So
I'm going to turn to that dwarf and say, well, what if we plugged the ears of all the horses so they couldn't hear it?
Well, what do we have to plug their ears? We don't really have a lot of, like, beeswax lying around.
Can I go and pick up the mushroom and play with it in my hands? Would it feel like it's something that would be able to plug an ear?
Go ahead and make
Of a
a
horse?
Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh.
You're about to get high.
Oh, shit. That's going to be, No, I'm a barbarian. So.
Yeah, you're about to get stoned.
What are your proficiency?
That's going to be a 9.
A 9? As you hold this...
Or no, I'm sorry. It's an 11 because I have proficiency.
That's a big difference. You hold it with no effect. Oh. That's 2 points,
So
man.
can I? So, but does it feel like can I make a?
It's
if I need to
it's
make some kind of check.
soft, but
What happens? Can I spit into my hands now? And then, like, I want to spit into my hands and mix that spit into it. Does it change the?
This is too much.
it doesn't break down, if that's what you're asking.
I'm gonna go and stuff it, like split it in half and stuff it into a horse's ear. Then just one of the horses, any of the horses. And
Make an animal handling check.
Oh.
You have a disadvantage because you already spooked him by triggering one of the shrieks.
Okay. So it's a 13 or a natural 20. So darn it. But that's still gonna be where is animal handling?
This is unrealistic.
That's gonna be a 14.
14. You would be able to put the mushroom in the horse's ear. You learn pretty quickly that the horse doesn't like that. And so you do notice that after maybe like a few minutes, it starts to shake and it eventually falls out. They're not firm enough to stay.
Okay.
But you were able to fit it in there.
So when he shakes it out, I'm gonna turn back to that dwarf and say, "Well, I've tried.
Right. We got about 5 people that are getting ready to maybe help start clearing out some room and start cutting our way forward. That really is going to be our only bet. If you want to help with that great big sword of yours, that'll probably be pretty good. We're thinking anyone with maybe a heavy broom, a scythe, a tree branch, or that would probably be best.
Okay.
But we want to do it maybe as swift as possible. You know anyone who might be able to help?
Let me go get some friends. I'll be right back. And
All right.
I'm gonna go to the fraudulent 5 first.
Okay. You go to them and
Is
see.
the dwarf out there? I want to find the dwarf
Absolutely.
first. I walk up.
He's like, hey, my friend, how you doing?
I shake his hand. I go, I'll be better once this caravan starts moving again.
Hey, I completely understand, but these little streaky things are all over the place. I'll be completely honest, it's giving everyone in the group a little bit of a job. It's not really the best thing to kind of be around.
I agree. I did talk to the guys up at the front. They need some help clearing out a path. I'm gonna go and help them. I'm just grabbing a few other friends. I wanted to see if you'd be willing to help.
We'd have to bring it up with the boss, but I could try. There's like at least maybe 15 wagons ahead of us. They couldn't find anyone amongst them, and they're hiring the wrong people. If that's the case.
Can I make a perception check? What's everyone else in the caravan doing right now?
Everyone's waiting,
Everyone's just
or
standing
kind
there.
of looking like everyone's doing their own thing because they each have their own wagons to worry about. But they're all worried about the same thing.
Okay.
What are these mushrooms? How do we get forward?
Okay. Well,
But then also, is someone going to use this opportunity to steal my stuff? So everyone's kind of, you can tell the merchants are getting really stressed. Yeah. They are terrified of the things, but they're also frustrated that this might pose an opportunity for people to take advantage of the situation and start to rob them.
Okay.
Especially because there was a robbery there was a thief, a theft on the first day of travel.
Katray.
Message has begun to spread a little bit about that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna walk back towards my friends now.
Right.
As I'm walking back towards them, I'm just gonna shout like at the top of my lungs, like, if you are able to help and you don't want to be here any longer than I do, get up to the front and start helping clear out a path so we can move this damn caravan. And then I want to get back to my friends.
Can I take 5 of the smaller ones?
You can try.
Like the champagne cork size?
You're gonna
I can
get
try.
Well, none of them are that size anymore.
Oh, no.
They're all like a foot tall.
They grew fast.
Can I take like a piece of one, I guess?
Yeah, make a Constitution saving throw.
Would you have relayed this
He has not.
No,
information?
I'm gonna save you a favor. Did you roll higher than a 9?
I wish
Yeah.
people
What'd you roll? 15. You cut a piece of it. You're good. It does shriek with pain as you cut it open. But you have a little piece of the
Does it-
mycelium shrieker.
Does it lose color or anything?
No, not at all.
No. And then I want to put it in like a safe spot in my bag.
Do you know anything about these mushrooms?
A little bit. They're actually called mycelium shriekers. They're not poisonous, but they are highly hallucinogenic, so you have to be careful around them.
Is it-
A lot of these people look like they're gathering around and cutting them down, which will take forever. I think there's a bigger source around here somewhere.
So, are you saying that if you think we find this biggest source, that we'll be able to get rid of the
Do I get back in
mushrooms?
time to hear him say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a big mushroom that's bigger than these?
Well, I don't know if it's a big mushroom or not, but I'm saying these roots would connect down or something.
Can I look at the mushrooms again? Do I see roots? Like, is there like, do they have a?
You have to pull one out.
Can I do that? I would like to do that.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Can I give him? Is it too late?
It's too late at this point.
that's fine. I rolled an 11.
11. You pull one out. It does have roots.
Can I insight these mushrooms to see if I
Make a nature check.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna nature check. I want to see if I could find
Why-
a source from the mushroom.
but you said we're at the
That would be
thickest-
either perception or investigation.
where we are right now is the thickest part of the mushrooms. They don't get
At the
any,
current moment.
They don't get any like.
They're not get any bigger or any thicker.
Okay. So I'm gonna jump back in the conversation. I'm willing to bet then, since we're in the thickest part of the mushrooms right now, it's probably not far from where we
Unnatural
are.
20.
A natural 20. You would believe that what he is saying to be somewhat true, as he's saying it, that since you are kind of within the thicker part, if there were to be a source, it wouldn't be relatively far. You also know that how easy these things are to pull out, it probably won't take a dedicated group of people that much time to clear a path out of here.
Okay.
So you have a few options. You can work together to clear your way out, or you can see if by finding the source, if that does fix the problem.
Is that all I got from my?
Yeah, you just confirmed what he said. This is the thickest
Huh.
part. You have no idea where it would be, because that one's going to be a lot difficult to find.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna hand that mushroom to you as well, and say, "Will you guys find the source? I'm gonna go help them clear it out up front, and I'm gonna head back up front to go help clear the path."
Is there any like entrances anywhere, like a cave?
Make a perception check.
Can I roll a perception check as well?
Yep.
I got maybe
7. Not that you can see.
17.
Pretty much full of grasslands. Not that you can see either.
I'm gonna go look in the. I'm gonna go try and go deep, like where the mushrooms seem to get bigger.
That's where you guys are at. You're in probably the thicker part. If they were nearby, or if there was a source, it should be relatively nearby.
Can I search? How would I search? Can I just go stumble through the mushroom forest and search for it?
Well, it's not really they're about a foot tall, so they're going to be up to maybe like your thigh, or not your thigh, your calf.
Can I go stumble through the mushroom shrubbery? I don't know, and look for a source.
So you make one more perception roll, and you can see.
That's the same goddamn number.
So no, so you don't find anything that would help you figure out where the source is. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you guys are still on pretty much grasslands. So there really, there isn't hills to find a cave in. If there's anything, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to find. So there really isn't anything that kind of helps at the current moment. What you're able to determine when you go up there is that they do have a team together, and they're hoping to get roughly about 5 to 6 people on the job. They estimate that with the amount of tools that they've gathered, that they can probably clear a path out, maybe in an hour or two, depending on how efficient they can get.
What if I rage? Does it go faster?
It would make you a little bit more efficient, but it wouldn't help everyone else.
What if I rage and scream at everyone?
That, I mean, you can do it,
Damn it!
but it only benefits you.
Want to make them go faster?
So, if you guys want to keep looking, really the only person that I would let look for the source at this moment is Hakon, because you guys have already looked at
I
it.
do have an idea.
Okay.
I want to survey the crowd, see if they notice anything.
Make an insight roll.
I want to survey. I want to look around the crowd and see if I notice someone that looks like they might be causing this. Like they're like a person. Is that
Make an
possible?
investigation check.
Okay.
I got an 8.
An 8? Nope. Everyone is super confused. Like, everyone's in the same state that you guys are in. They're all trying to figure out what's
A
going on.
15.
15. You get pretty much a good idea that no one in the caravan is causing this predicament. So, this does appear to be naturally caused. If you guys were to clear through the path, it takes up to 6 man-hours of work. It depends on how many people are able to do the job as to how quick it can get done. Now, there are 4 able-bodied individuals that are willing to dig mushrooms out for that time. The rest are either unwilling to do it, or their employers are telling them not to. Because you have to remember, a lot of the merchants are also on edge. Current moment, it'll take us
Did any of the Fantastic Five
about
come?
2.5 hours in order to get through this.
Did any of the Fantastic Five members come? Or no?
Or, sorry, 1.5 hours, and no, none of them were able to go. You have the impression that their employer is absolutely not willing to part with them.
Okay. Let me think. Do I want to look at them? I really don't know what else to look for with these things. I mean, I could. You know what? I do want to try something. I'm going to take out my flint and tinder.
Okay.
And I just want to try and set one of the mushrooms on fire.
It shrieks with terrible pain.
Does it
Yeah,
catch
it
on?
doesn't
It
emit
doesn't
the
spread
black
though, right?
smoke. No, well, none of them are spreading.
No, but the fire doesn't spread, right?
No,
No.
they're not bunched together.
Okay.
But it shrieks with pain. Spooks some of the horses out. So, what are we going to do?
I'm just going to clear that path.
We're going to clear that path out? Is anyone else going to assist with that? No? Okay. So, what I need you to go ahead and do for me is I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
As you guys are continuously clearing the path,
Oh.
there's a lot of these black spores and a lot of shrieking. And what you guys can hear it in the back, it sounds, honestly, like he's sponsoring an orphanage.
That's terrible.
There's
a nat
so
20.
much high-pitched pain and agony by these shriekers.
That is ridiculous. Is it like human shrieks, or is it like monstrous shrieks?
Oh no, it sounds like human shrieking.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
That's
part of the. You're starting to understand what the hallucinogenic effect is. So what'd you roll?
A nat 20.
In nat 20, you're fine for the first hour. Roll again.
Oh shit, baby.
Can I try and convince someone?
You guys
to
hear this shrieking for 2 straight hours.
I got the strats down, dude. Shit. It's a Constitution, right?
Correct.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. And I need you to roll a d20 for me. Just let me know what you roll.
Oh,
Not a check. Just a number. 18. During the second hour, you start to become overcome with feelings of grief, feelings of remorse, seemingly triggered by hearing thousands of tiny cries of pain and death groaning at your ears.
Now I rage.
You break down within 18 minutes. You just simply can't face those sounds anymore.
No way.
You have to return back to your companions. And you are going to suffer a game-long effect.
What? Oh no, dude.
You are going to have a lifelong aversion to eating mushrooms of any kind.
Oh man.
Okay, actually, yeah. Let's
He was ready to be like, oh crap, I'm gonna be crippled. No, you just can't eat mushrooms.
let's make the trade.
You go back to your companions, and what you guys watch him arrive, visibly shaken. He looks messed up. He's not all there right now. He's not okay.
Are you alright? You sound feeling remorseful.
You feel
I
remorse.
go and I walk
grief.
past my companions with a blank stare, and I just go and sit in or on our wagon and just ride the wagon. And I don't say nothing for another hour.
Well, alright then. I think he's probably a little loosey right now. He's acting a little weird, isn't he?
You see me, I'm kind of sitting on the wagon, just like super wide eyes, just kind of rocking back and forth for right now.
That's your.
He doesn't look tired or anything.
He looks like he might have ingested some of that mushroom up there. In my opinion.
Might be true.
Should we find the source, or should we just let them cut their way through? How are you feeling right now, Black? Oh,
Nick,
sorry.
we got
I
2
also
hours
need I need you to also roll a d6 for me as well.
Oh,
You guys can keep talking. Just tell me the number.
2.
Cool.
Can I insight the effects that it has on?
Yeah, you can make an insight roll. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go walk over to Vidania.
7?
A 7. You don't understand. You don't know why he would be so visibly messed up by just pulling out some mushrooms. You don't get it. It just doesn't click.
Vidania, yeah. Do you not have anything to help us here? I mean, you seem like quite the powerful sorceress, or
I'm a diviner, not a sorceress.
or diviner.
Sorcery is more innate. I actually had to earn my power.
Well, whatever it is.
But at the moment, no, I don't have anything that can help him. If anything happened as a result of him being around these fungi, I would be lacking anything to overcome that problem. That's where you're going to want maybe like a cleric or a healer, not a diviner.
Well, what are you doing right now, Vidania?
What am I doing at the current moment? That is a great question. I'm simply waiting for the problem to be resolved so that we can keep moving forward.
Well, I think you should be helping, and as your leader, I actually designate you. It's all right. You can go off and help, and I'll stay here and watch and make sure that the wagon is all right.
Right. They're pretty much almost done. Kind of looking at it, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be good. Haven't had to help so far, and if it was so important, I assume maybe you would have done something about it, or maybe had requested some of us help a lot sooner. But if it wasn't that important, I'm under the assumption that maybe they hadn't.
Well, we were
And there's
trying.
nothing I can do that he hasn't already done.
Well, Vidania, dude, look at him. He's all shaken up.
Yeah. Well, I can see that. It looks absolutely terrifying. I've never seen him so sad.
So why don't you go fight for your friend over here? That's
Not really a lot of fighting, and again, there's really not much I can do.
you can't burn them or anything.
I could burn them, but if that was to be an option, it might have been brought up to me a lot sooner.
You should just burn them right now.
It wouldn't really do anything. I can burn a few.
Sure.
She firebolts one that's nearby. Does that work?
I mean, in the front.
She firebolts one that's 120 feet away. Does that also work?
You stubborn lady. All right, that's
It was a successful moment then.
fine.
You can tell that she's also collected several of these.
Fucking Vidania.
By the time that the wagon is able to eventually move, she does drop them all on the ground. She was just looking at them and looking over them and through them and in them. She was opening them up and doing all kinds of things. But she just leaves them once it's time to move on. It does take 2 full hours in order to clear the way out, but you guys eventually do begin to get moving. The remainder of the day kind of goes by very somberly. No issues get brought up. Even
Is it still
camping,
raining?
It is still raining. Even camping is still a little bit more on the downside. For the remainder of the day, you stay by yourself, Hakon, and this entire night you are plagued with nightmares.
Fucking
You're
Christ.
plagued with
I get to
nightmares.
see my mom,
You-
and now I'm just
you are
having nightmares, dude.
You are plagued with nightmares in which you are creating those same sounds that you had endured for roughly an hour and a half, but putting yourself in the actual visual display of causing that amount of pain. Your nightmares come from watching you tear people limb from limb, eviscerating people with your sword, and
Right.
causing those sounds yourself. It is more of like watching yourself do something to that degree, and it is absolutely terrifying. It keeps you roughly asleep for about maybe 2 hours. You do suffer a point of exhaustion from this first day, moving into tomorrow. Moving on to our 22nd day of our journey, Just remember the pathway that we had. That would have been Nick's roll on the 21st, so we go to Goodtrade. Roll a d20.
22, right?
22.
Hey.
11. Gabe, go ahead and roll for 23.
20.
20. All right.
We got something? Or no?
On a beautiful sunny afternoon,
Oh,
on your 23rd day, a herd of deer is spotted grazing on a nearby hill. Travelers begin to take notice of this opportunity for fresh meat and begin to hunt for larder. This herd, however, includes a magnificent stag. Shimmers with light as if its coat is spun from gold and its antlers plated with platinum.
Oh.
Nearly everyone in the caravan who can handle a bow wants to bring it down. Its pelt would be worth a fortune, even if it's not real gold. A few of the more cautious types warn that the creature is clearly a blessed being and that killing it would bring bad luck on the caravan. But no more than maybe 2 or 3 people are persuaded by such arguments. In minutes, the hunt is on. The deer herd scatters into the nearby forest as you guys are starting to approach woodlands and through farmers' fields. What do you guys wish to do?
Is it actually a bad omen to kill the stag?
Make a religion check.
I go around it.
I dropped it, but do you want me to just take it if it slipped out of my hand and landed on
No,
my
just reroll if you can. You go to hunt.
I followed him in.
I got a 5.
A 5. You know of no such mythological story or religious text that has ever indicated that slaughtering a golden stag in the fields would ever bring bad luck. It's
Well-
more of just you believe based off that maybe it could be, you just don't know of it, or these people are simply just attributing that level of caution because they don't wish to see this creature be slain. And it's a beautiful creature, absolutely, it would make sense.
Well,
But if you guys want to join in on the hunt,
I
you can do
want
that.
to follow him up to the wood line because you said we're leaving the caravan and running into a wood line, right?
Yes, you're starting to head into a forest, so you're hitting wood.
I want to stop when we hit the wood line.
Okay.
I think if we hunt this creature, the funds from its pelt would be quite helpful for all of us in our adventuring party. I mean, think about what we could invest in ourselves with that. I'd like to hunt it.
I agree. We're going after. Let's go. Come on. And then we start running to the wood line. We're all running there.
yeah, we're hunting.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
I need one individual.
Because when
To
I
lead
hit
the
that
group.
wood line, I want to stop and I want to turn back and look at the caravan.
I think my movement speed's the highest, so I think I should lead the group.
It's gonna be a check, so that has nothing to do with it.
Damn.
So what are you looking for?
Well, because you said a lot of people are going after this. Right?
Yes. So if you guys are gonna try to get it first, that's why you need one person to lead. You guys are gonna try to beat the other hunters to it.
What check is it?
It is gonna be a survival check.
I'm more so. I want to watch the caravan.
I have a +4 to my
I
survival.
don't so much want to capitalize on it. I just want to see who wants to capitalize.
A
on
lot
it.
of people.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyone that can carry a bow.
No. But I mean the fact that there's not going to be the people who can use a bow at the caravan right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a +4.
Yeah. You definitely roll. You definitely roll.
Okay.
Oh.
17.
17
Yeah.
on your survival check.
Yeah.
Okay. You do successfully track the stag for roughly about 500 yards. It is still. You haven't found it yet, so go ahead and make another one.
18.
18.
Yeah.
Another 500 yards of successful tracking. You are ahead of most of the other hunters, the two of you. So make a third check for me.
18.
18. As you guys continue to make your way through the woods, you stumble upon a series of tumbled ruins. You find no sign of the stag. In fact, the tracks lead directly here, and you watch the tracks disappear
Into the ruins.
in the ruins. So they lead into the ruins. Once you follow the tracks to their end, they're gone. It's as if this stag just magically disappeared.
Can I roll a perception check around this area? See if I find any secret pathways.
Make a perception check. Go for it.
16.
16. You see a faint light shimmer beyond one of the tumble-ruined walls. You can see it through one of the holes where there's a few bricks missing. It seems to be kind of pulsating.
Can I try and break my way through by pulling?
It's not something that you'd have to break your way into. It's a ruined wall. There really isn't anything on either side of it. You can walk around it. It's just that's what you see coming from that side of the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna look at you guys over here, and then I'm gonna go over there.
Okay. You guys go over?
Yeah.
Okay. You begin to hear the sound of crumpling grass as you walk closer.
Can I stealthily do
Make
this?
a stealth check. Slow your movement.
Can I move towards
I'm gonna ask you to be stealthy as well.
To the what?
Contreras, please be stealthy.
Or is it coming from the
Eloquent,
light?
please be stealthy.
The correct term would be quiet.
I got a nat 20.
Nat 20. He walks on crumpled leaves and twigs. This is his region. He's a wood elf. As if it's hardwood floor.
I got a 10.
You got a 10. You do not. As you make your way around the wall, you still find no sign of the stag. What you see yet is a thin person, a humanoid, resembling the figure of a male elf, a wood elf. He's young, adult in stature, but he's on the younger side of an elfin adult form, and is completely naked. And you can see that there are delicate antlers growing from his head. He stumbles a bit and moves towards you. He drops to his knees and begins to beseech you in a dialect of Elvish that is very archaic. It's understandable to you, but it's difficult to get it fluently.
Okay.
He begins to tell you a little bit about himself. He's an elven prince. The stones around you used to be a beautiful castle where he had ruled, but he was cursed by the father of the woman that he had loved to transform into a golden stag whenever he steps outside of these walls. He has lived with this curse for so long that his kingdom is forgotten. His castle has fallen to ruin, and he no longer remembers his own name. He believes that a wizard somewhere can release him from the curse, but wherever he goes, people try to kill him for his golden coat. He asks if you might be able to protect him.
I'm gonna speak back to him in Elvish. I can try. I mean, people will want to kill you automatically once they see you, but I'd have to make you seem like some sort of pet, and I don't think people will really understand what's truly going on here. So I'm not sure if you'd like me to to lasso you, or if you'd like me to ride you, but I don't think you can walk around freely.
Make a persuasion check.
I got a 16.
16. You see he begins to ponder that for a bit. Does either of you know Sylvan? And are you present?
Me? No.
No. So do either of you know
Yeah,
Sylvan?
they're pretty far in, right?
Yeah, you know Sylvan? You do?
Yeah.
He begins to speak in Sylvan. The words that you mention, they make sense. I understand my ailment will cause complications. Stepping outside of these walls and attempting to might you be able to, in turn, find someone that you can bring back to me? I'd be willing to pay you in advance. I know, he looks down at his naked form, I know I have naught to offer in terms of monetary wealth or glory or titles.
And this is a curse, you said?
It is a curse placed upon me. However, I did have a gift that saw the matrimony I was part of to be successful until her enraged patriarch cursed me. I have a gift of foresight. I would be willing, if you are willing, to use that gift upon you too, and tell you a little bit more about what is to come. And you watch as little vines begin to start to curl over a small, bent stick on the ground.
Can I insight that?
Which begins to glow. Really isn't anything you're going to get. It begins to glow as that happens. It takes a few seconds before the light, this bright green, begins to dissipate with a small puff, and leaves begin to kind of push up from it, and the actual natural foliage that has wrapped itself over the stick kind of fluffs up and kind of breathes outwards, and you see a very finely crafted longbow on the ground. And I will give you a physical gift as well.
All right. I'll find someone. I mean, I know of someone that can save you back at home, but there might be someone at the caravan that might be able to help you as well. Another elf.
Well, let me get an idea of your future. You see, he ponders a small fountain that's nearby. It's cracked, and so it has no water in it. But as he walks towards it, you watch as it unnaturally begins to fill itself. In areas where you imagine the water would fall out, it just curves as if it was still nestled in a nice, perfectly formed bowl. He peers into it, and you watch as he dunks his face into there very, very softly. As he pulls his head out, you can see the horns begin to glow that he has, and his eyes roll backwards and immediately illuminate with this yellowish glare. He stares at the two of you, completely devoid of pupils, these bright golden eyes, which now even his masculine form begins to even radiate itself. The voice speaks to you again, this time a lot deeper.
Still silver.
It would be so. The two of you are on the right path. Keep moving forward until you follow the river of gold. You reach the castle in the sky. Your path will be filled with hardship and blood. Not all will survive. You will
I'll relay this to you.
You will find one you ought not known you lost. And you will learn the self.
Can I get a recap?
What do you have so far? I'll let you fill in where you missed.
Keep moving forward until you reach the river of gold. Something castle in the sky. Right?
That's perfect.
Okay.
He turns to you. What? And at this point, when he begins to speak, it is in... Do you know Celestial? aesthetic. He speaks to you in common.
Basic ass bitch.
The chosen wife leadeth the king's warriors. The abandoned darkness leadeth the tyrant's marauders. He takes a step closer to you as he says those two lines. He gets close enough to hold your hands in his. He grabs both of them and puts them together. The king's justice, blessing the chosen, will stride forth. He flips your hands like this. 5, and he kind of opens it, would be 1, closes your hand. And 1 would be 5, and opens it one more. He interlocks your fingers together and kind of nestles your hand like that and cups it. And he leans in and whispers.
Damn, what the fuck? Sneaky little bastard, always getting secrets, dude.
At that point, you watch as his body begins to kind of jerk as whatever gift he's been using is ending. At one point, he kind of jerks a little bit more violently. You can see the hair begins to kind of fall down in front of his face. His breathing begins to kind of get a little bit faster, a little bit heavier, until he kind of composes himself. He kind of lifts his head. You see the horns no longer have that illuminating glow. His eyes go back to normal color. He's still very naked.
What did he tell you?
Do you have a map that might mark the site of my forsaken kingdom? If you find help, you must just simply send them my way. I will not forget.
Of course, I'm a man of my word.
He takes your guys' local map and marks this area.
And is that bow magical, perchance?
Slightly. To give you an idea of where it is on the map, just so that you guys can see, because I have the map here. Okay? You guys have officially passed Dragon Spear, so this is where the woods start to show up. It's not in the Trollbark Forest, it's in this one right here on like the northwestern side of the Highmoor, kind of like deep in the pocket.
Okay.
He marks out and he goes, please, I've spent too long. But you're good-hearted folk, I can tell. It would have been a blessing to have you as peasantry.
As peasantry?
Peasantry.
Like people in his kingdom?
Correct, yeah. Like servants, or not subjects. But he didn't use that term.
Shit. If he keeps paying me well, man, he might.
The bow is a +1 longbow.
I'm assuming that that's okay if I take that.
Give me that longbow!
Wait, so it's a magical +1 longbow?
It is a +1 longbow. Yeah, +1 to attack rolls and damage rolls.
Fire with a bow. Why do you know magic if you're just going to use a bow? It's fun.
Okay. What do you two do?
Is it +1 to attack or +1 to the roll?
It's attack rolls and damage rolls.
So both rolls?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, so I figured a bunch of dudes are going to go out after the stag. I just wanted to get to the tree line and then kind of seclude myself, hide myself, whatever, and then just watch the caravan from the tree line. I just want to see if anyone gets shifty around in it, starts messing with something they shouldn't be, or whatever.
No one's...
If none of it
Yeah,
happens,
no.
if none of it happens, that's fine.
Yeah, everyone
that's
just
what
wanted
I
to
wanna
skull
do.
the stag.
Yeah, that's just what I want to do.
Yeah.
So if I sit there for however long and then everyone shows back up, that's fine.
I'm gonna head back.
Okay. By the way, the longbow does have a name.
Oh.
It is known as Satyr's Swiftness.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. I've got something cool now. Okay, I'll head back.
Okay.
And I want to look for Vidania.
Okay, you make your way back to the caravan. You see when they crest the wood, the remainder of the hunters have made their way back way before. Very disappointed that they weren't able to find anything. But you guys make your way back. And Nate, when you guys are pretty much the last group to arrive back at the caravan, everyone's kind of waiting to see if someone has nabbed the stag. Everyone's pretty bummed that no one has. You make your way, and you see Vidania is currently going through some of her books that she brought with her. She's currently reading. It looks to be like a personal book.
Excuse me, Vidania. I don't mean to be a bother, but
No problem. Did the hunt fare well?
it did. It turned out not to be quite of a hunt, and it was actually an elf. The stag was an elf that had been cursed a long time ago, and he
Did you guys find any more magical mushrooms out there, or?
none.
Oh, this really happened.
You should probably show your proof.
Look, and I'll pull out this magical bow, and I'll show it to her. He gave me this as
She goes ahead and holds on to it. Might I look into this for a moment?
sure.
She immediately plops down. For the next 10 minutes, she begins to magically identify it. She just cuts you off and says that she's done. Once she's done, she gets back up. She gives the bow back to you. That is a very old item, for sure. Yes, everything that I was able to ascertain about it would corroborate that.
And
Continue. I'm now very excited to learn the rest of this tale.
And he also told us our fate. We promised that we would try and find someone with magical power strong enough to remove his curse.
Ah,
And I was wondering if that
that
was
is also out of my purview. However, Waterdeep has a massive council of mages. If you stop bothering me
right.
in the way that you know that I mean,
Of course.
I will put in a word to a mage that I believe to be helpful.
All right. And you said what was the organization called?
It's not. It's not an organization. It's just councils of mages that meet and ponder and study. They reflect on things. More of a school, but less of any particular school of magic.
All
I
right.
could find maybe a transmuter or potentially even a high priest. Anything that can remove a curse that wouldn't be too difficult to look for. And
Yeah.
I have leeway within the, again, more noble spheres, so that shouldn't be too hard. I will do that once we arrive at Waterdeep, since I will be spending some time there anyways. That'll be no problem.
He also told us our fate.
I heard. Do you die soon?
No, not.
That's good. That's good. Most people that tell fortunes, and I say this as a diviner, tend to be charlatans.
He said
Because divination really isn't that secure.
he said we were on the right path, and that some other stuff, not nothing, anything really that important, but Vidania, I had a question.
Right.
You're quite powerful, right?
I would say that I am sufficiently equipped.
I would consider yourself stronger than possibly all three of us.
Correct. That is a fair assessment.
And so I was wondering, why are you accepting a measly position here on this caravan?
Right. So I want to go to Waterdeep.
Right.
I don't want to travel alone. Guarding this caravan and traveling with this caravan provides me with the safest possibility of getting to Waterdeep with little to no problems.
Oh, what?
Granted, you guys have made that very apparent that shouldn't necessarily have been the case, as we've slaughtered a retinue of a lesser Waterdavian nobility, as well as we've killed a few Peritons. You guys have dealt with crazy fungus, which, by the way, Hakon, still not good. Still looks very depressed. You guys might want to talk to him,
Well,
or something.
what are you headed to Waterdeep for?
Personal matters that I wish to attend to. It requires different mages, and like I said, there's schools of wizards there. It just fits my needs.
All right.
I tried Elturel, didn't work. Moved over to Candlekeep, didn't fulfill my needs, which was confusing to say the least. But I digress. I believe having someone physically present a little bit more intentionally might be
Can
a resolution to my problem.
Can I pull my necklace out for a second and insight her to see if she reacts to it at all?
You pull out the necklace.
Just like I'm fidgeting with it, and then
do you physically pull it out? Though?
like I just want to kind of like, like I want to like make it visible, just kind of like I'm like pulling it out, like readjusting it, and then putting it back in. But I also want to pay attention to her and see if she reacts to this necklace in any way.
She gives the necklace like a glint when it pulls out. You see, because of a lot of that too kind of begins to expose parts of your torso. Out of modesty, she turns away, and she just kind of
she doesn't
averts
seem
her gaze.
she doesn't seem like enticed by it whatsoever.
No.
Okay.
You can tell.
All right.
Yeah, jewelry can be quite chafing. I get it. I understand.
I have one question.
Right.
The Stagman also said the Herald of Doom is coming.
See, this is what I meant. Anyone that says that they can tell your fortunes always have something cloaked like that. Is that just how he worded it? Just says, oh, by the way, the Herald of Doom is on the way?
Kind of. He said coming.
Right. The answer to that question then was yes, unless there was anything else that he said. Other than the way that he said it, by the way.
He said quite a bit before it.
Would you be willing to share? And I might try to see if I can unpack it. I am a very intuitive person. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't seem up your alley. Just be careful with the cords.
I did write down pieces of it.
Okay.
Would I be able to recall all of it?
Yeah. Yeah, what did you write down?
I wrote King's Justice, Abandoned Darkness, 5 will be 1, 1 will be 5.
You missed the most important part. Okay, so this is what he had told you. So, the chosen wife leadeth the king's warriors. That whole first part you just missed.
Yeah.
The chosen wife, and wife is spelled W-A-I-F. If I'm mispronouncing that, chat, don't kill me. I'm actually going to look that up now. The abandoned darkness leadeth the tyrant's marauders.
The Titans?
The tyrant's marauders. Oh, it's pronounced waif. It's not wife.
Like wafer.
It's waif. He said waif. He said waif. Retcon. He said waif. The chosen waif leadeth the king's warriors. The abandoned darkness leadeth the tyrant's marauders. The king's justice, blessing the chosen, will stride forth. The 5 will be 1, while 1 will be 5. The herald of doom cometh.
And then, wait, what was right after the Abandoned Darkness, the Tyrants and Marauders?
The king's justice, blessing the chosen, will stride forth.
Stride or strike?
Stride.
And I do want to recollect that all back to.
Okay. She takes a couple notes on it and goes, well, that's a lot to unpack. It's very cryptic, that's for certain, but it feels... It either is heavily prophetic or it's an omen. Either way, it uses prophetic literature and styles in order to convey a particular message. So lots of the fanciful ways of describing people, they're coded thickly with metaphors. So that's going to be like taken up. So like waif, for example. A waif is either like abandoned or neglected person, normally a child, like an orphan, someone that has been orphaned, very young. it would parallel then to have a waif alongside an abandoned darkness. If you have one that is given as like this there's like a dichotomy I can initially see, one being born of light, one being born of darkness. So it seems that the parallels, two orphans, one on a lighter path, one on a darker path. That's what I mean by imagery and symbolism and all this. If you give me time, I can potentially try to see what it could mean, but unless any of that's true, I wouldn't get less.
Could you actually look more into that? That sounds relatively close to what I'm actually looking for.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I was born with a brother who chose darkness, which I have talked to you about my brother a couple of times.
Right.
He chose darkness,
Okay.
and we are orphans.
Potentially coincidental, but I can still look into it. Do you know any kings? Are you going to lead any king's warriors?
Never.
See what I mean? I could look into it, but
It is fate, so maybe I will be the
charlatans are going to put diviners out of their jobs. I'll read into it for sure. I'll see if there's anything I can find before we get to Waterdeep. But past that, there really isn't anything I'd be able to do to assess it.
Thank you.
I would recommend that if it means that much to you, you spend time in local libraries when you find them to encode them. If I haven't figured anything out by then. These are difficult, so don't. It has nothing to do with my intellect if I can't unpack that in the time that I have. Cryptic.
Don't agree to that. So no, he definitely does.
Very well. You continue through the remainder of the day, and later at night, something else happens.
We're still on day 23, right?
We are still on day 23. A natural 20 does result in two events.
God damn.
As the caravan rounds a bend in the road, a human head can be seen sitting in the middle of the road 100 yards away.
These are edgy events.
I need everyone's passive perception score.
Oh. It's just 10 plus my
Perception.
14.
Mine is 13, but I do also have alert if that matters.
Get ready.
As far as you guys can tell, it appears to just be a human head in the middle of the road.
Can I see if I recognize it?
You move close to it.
Sure.
You guys also move close to it.
Oh hell no! I stay.
Pussies.
Can I investigate from a distance?
Is our?
It
Cause
is
I'm part
100 yards away at this point.
I'm part of
About
his,
100 yards away.
his like platoon of little guards. Are we like posted up around the wagon, like in
Yeah.
formation? I stay in formation.
Like you can safely take a step off to investigate if you have to.
Nah, we stay in formation, bro.
How close?
Because Vidania is part of it too, right? So she's
Right.
like, she's locked in. Yeah, no, I'm locked in, bro. I'm locked in.
How close can I get to investigate?
As close as you're willing.
Like, you guys notice Hakon's actually like his
I'll
hands
walk
are
right
like
up to it.
ready to grab his fucking sword, man.
I'll just walk right up to it.
Walk right up to it.
But for why?
As you guys approach within 10 yards, you can tell, and it's very obvious, that this is a human who has been buried up to his neck. He's unconscious, but still alive.
Damn.
Huh?
As well as having the word Oathbreaker
Got a
painted
twist.
along his forehead.
Can I religion check that?
No.
Can I insight that?
No. It indicates that
He
someone
broke an
thinks
oath.
he's an Oathbreaker.
Tap
Wow.
him on the head.
He's very unconscious, so no.
Can I undig him?
You guys can take some time to dig him out.
I mean, let's talk to him, bro. Does someone really
You can
deserve?
talk to him with his head.
Does someone really deserve to be buried into the ground living? I do not think this is very ethical. I'm going to dig him out.
Well, that took a lot of work, but I don't think.
Now, listen, there is no justifying this. This is horrible.
You never know.
I'm sure that people out in Waterdeep want to
Alright, after this amount of time, I'm gonna walk up to the head too now and see it.
Okay.
Do you think
What's
we
going
should
on
pick
here?
this up? He's an oath breaker.
Is he alive?
Yes.
And I'm gonna walk up. Can I just
Yeah,
lightly?
you
I
can.
want to lightly kick his head,
Jeez.
like just enough to like wake him up. I don't want to like.
No, he's very unconscious.
He's not gonna like a little tap's not gonna
No.
jerk
No.
him awake. Okay.
Is there
He could undig him.
Can I look around again? Can I?
There's nothing in the nearby areas you can see.
Okay.
I'm gonna dig him out.
I'll yeah. I mean, I guess I'll help dig him out. Let's dig this motherfucker out.
Okay.
Let me
It
get
takes
rope.
2 diggers at least a full hour to dig him out. And then it takes roughly about half an hour to refill the hole because you can't leave a hole in the middle of this road.
Come on.
Can't happen. But you have dug him out. You notice he has a tattoo. I mean, you all notice it, but you notice the tattoo for what it is. You have a pendant that carries the same symbol on it. It was gifted to you by Leos and Erlanthar.
But we see that too, right?
He just has a tattoo on it. You don't know what the tattoo stands for,
Is
what
it
it means.
Can I religion check it?
Do I forget that pendant? Did you get that pendant?
He was the only one that got that pendant.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah,
see it
so
happen.
you
right?
recognize the tattoo for
Yeah,
what
so-
it is.
I don't give
It
a
was
fuck.
gifted to you on a pendant that Leos and Erlanthar gave you shortly after before he left Greenest.
Oh, wait. Does that mean he's part of the...
You get a very strong indication of the gifted.
Yeah, but he's also got Oathbreaker written across his forehead. too,
What-
so.
Do any of you know what this tattoo means?
Oh.
I have no idea. I'm quite confused, to be honest.
I go up and I start to inspect it a little more.
And this dude's a human, right? Does he look familiar at all?
No, doesn't look familiar to any of you guys.
The symbol doesn't look familiar.
I'm trying to find the name.
Don't worry, Nick's written down every single word that's ever been spoken, whether his character.
He's also not good.
He's like injured.
Well, I mean, he's been buried alive.
That's
He's
fine.
heavily dehydrated. You don't know how long he's been here. He's unconscious still. Whatever you guys wish to do, just let me know.
Can I get a...
Vidania.
You may go grab Vidania.
You don't know what you don't know what the tattoo is.
I can't remember. It's actually part of the guild I joined,
The guild.
I assume.
Guild of what?
The Harbors,
Oh,
if you wish to say it by name.
well,
And it's not a guild, it's a faction. It is a group dedicated to world prosperity.
well, I wonder why. Wonder what oath he broke and why the Hoppers decided to bury him.
That's why I'm going to get done.
Well, did you take any oaths when you joined the Harpers? Because it might not be a Harper oath.
Is
bro.
Vidania is a Hopper?
I
He
didn't
said
know.
that's why he's gonna go get Vidania.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I'm leaving.
Okay. Alright, well, you go get her then. We'll stay here. I don't have any potions of healing on me, right? I don't think I do. Do you have any potions of healing on you, Boris? This guy looks sick.
I've got some, but he's not worth it.
Can I have one?
No. I'm not going to waste a health potion on this man. When we've got spells we can reuse every single day,
But I don't know any spells, Boris.
we'll wait. He'll last like another minute or two.
Do you know spells?
No.
Can I have a potion?
No, I'm
At
not.
about this point, he comes back with Vidania. You can see he's pestering him for a health potion.
Vidania, the
Yes.
marking looks familiar, right?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
Can I insight that?
Yes.
I don't think that it's the Harper symbol, bro.
Nat 20.
Nat
I
20.
thought
She has not seen the symbol before.
God damn it. You lied to us. Katria, where are you right now? What's
If you
the-
made a
it might
slight error on individuals, I think you might be looking for Jam and Gleam Silver.
Oh my god.
Not Vidania, the gnome.
I hella wrote her name down.
I imagine that's who you'd have wanted to grab the moment you said, you know that symbol, right?
I was gonna say I don't think Vidania's a
Like-
harper, bro.
Is she
No.
a halfling?
She's a gnome, but she goes by halfling.
Because I remember that lady too. Yeah, she was feisty as hell.
I'm sorry.
So well, Vidania's here though. I'm gonna say, well, Vidania,
Dude, you told us
have a health
you
potion?
thought she was a harper the whole time.
Can we help this guy on the ground?
I don't know if we should.
I look around at everyone. No one wants to help.
You
A
can.
lot,
I'm not
you
going
also
to
even tell the people in the caravan, like, just getting the idea about the wording, or, like, nah, if he was buried up to his neck with the word Oathbreaker, like, even some of the merchants are like, leave him be. He's better off dead.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sling him over my shoulder and take him back to our caravan and just plop him or on our wagon and put him on the wagon.
If
However
you
we
want to
can.
keep him, you have to take care of him.
That's fine.
Right.
And I will
Go
carry
ahead
him
and
back
do
to the
a
wagon.
medicine check for me.
Are you sure that our employer is going to allow you to leave this man on the wagon?
It's a nat
It's a
1.
nat 1.
Please
You killed him.
Please don't tell me I killed this
You
guy.
killed him.
As you try to find a way
killed him.
to kind of resuscitate him from this unconsciousness,
You kill him.
you fracture several of his ribs
And you
as
kill
you
him.
try to kind of give him like
You kill him.
mouth to mouth in order to kind of like
How do you
get him out. As you're trying to no, it's with
Oh.
the hands.
Compressions, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
trying
you can
compression.
break ribs with the compressions.
Well, I'm pissed. I'm like, well, okay, so hear me.
Man,
out.
you can blow so much air that you're breaking
This
ribs.
is fine. You guys can see
He's-
the stress that Hakon has had the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And he's just pushing on his fucking chest.
Nick's
now.
pressing
The
the lips so
pain
good,
alone.
his fucking rib just cracked.
Does wake this man up. He wakes in a howling fit of
Oh my
anger
God, he's
and
alive.
agony.
I chuckle.
Yeah, he's
oh,
alive.
you're
He
up.
was unconscious.
And I stand back up and say, hey, buddy.
Hello there.
He's screaming in pain, and you can see a look of fear on him.
Can I go up and cure him?
You may. As if you didn't, he would have died. So roll some
So
health.
You cure
It
wounds.
doesn't matter. You heal him.
And
You-
the second
do
you
the
get
cure
off that,
wounds,
the cure
and,
wounds.
and the pain goes away as you kind of repair the broken ribs. And you can tell that it starts. His voice kind of sounds really raspy, very dehydrated.
I'll reach down. I'll give him my flask. He can have some water.
It starts falling down his cheeks as he's just drinking so heavily.
Hello there. You catch your breath yet?
You try being buried up to your neck in dirt and tell me whether you have trouble breathing.
Well, you're acting quite awfully innocent for a man who has Oathbreaker written on his forehead.
Right. Yeah, you have no idea why. He's very presumptuous.
Well, why?
I was engaged. I broke off the engagement. Family was a group of miscreants. Thought that I was going to join them in their criminality.
Can I
Just by
insight that?
marrying him. Sure.
16.
16. With how quick this story is coming out, you're pretty confident this is okay.
I want to butt in. So why did they kill you? Why did they bury you? If they're criminals, they.
I don't know. You really think I can get into the mind of some people?
What is that family?
Probably would have been a lot better to do if just killed me than this.
What is that family name?
No, I'm not going to go that far. I'm better than them.
No, I mean, for
I'm not
our
going
own.
to say it. I'm better than them. I don't know you. I don't trust you.
All right.
I'm gonna hold my pen. Do you trust me?
I don't meet a lot of tieflings. But the name is Carlin Amethel.
Me too.
Pleasure.
You're just a pig with a badge.
He's got high charisma. Was it Amerthan?
Amertham.
Carlin Amethel.
What is it? It's
Amaranth.
Amaranth.
You just basically said, get the amber lamps. Carlin Amethel.
Amurfel or Amofel?
Amofel.
Amofel.
Might I kind of walk alongside you?
I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna reach my hand out and pull him up onto his feet.
You look like the one that hurt my chest.
I'm the only one who wanted to help
He
you.
slowly gets up and he does kind of pat your arm a little bit. He goes, "Thank you for that."
I would just like you to know that this man did not want to help you about 5 minutes ago. So, before you go throwing around your trust everywhere, we're all here to try and help you right now.
I don't normally throw my trust out, but I do tend to place it in more unexpected places. Like I said, don't need a tiefling too many days.
Unexpected.
Anyone have any more water? I'm parched. Absolutely thirsty.
I give him the silver flask. No, I'm kidding.
He's asking for too much.
I'm kidding. I'm out of water though. I don't have any more water. You guys have water?
If you answer some questions for us.
I'll ask someone else. And he just walks out.
I'm not gonna stop him. I don't want to talk to this
So
guy.
what, we just save this guy? Alright, fuck this
Most
guy.
of the caravan people are unwilling to give him water. Most people don't want to help him.
Alright, let's just let him be. We did what we
He's got
fend for himself.
He'll come back, right? He'll go out and realize no one wants to talk to him, and he'll come back.
Yeah, he comes back
He comes
after a
back.
bit because he
Okay.
wants to kind of travel alongside him.
Well, do you get it? You have any luck finding water out there?
No, so I had to take some corks, flask.
You're not traveling. Oh, hopefully you guys are traveling away from this caravan if you're going to be stealing.
Wouldn't really call it stealing. The
Yeah,
flask
he's
will be back in the morning.
Boris, we should hire him.
I was more just borrowing the water.
That's another good guard right there.
That's not my job.
You get a nice big helmet to cover his head.
I don't hire people, and
But you,
He has washed off the paint.
Oh,
but you could talk to our boss, wink wink.
This man honestly kind of rubs me the wrong way. I have really no desire to work alongside him. I mean, how do you even get involved into a criminal family without knowing they're a criminal family?
Oh, well, that's the part of criminal families. They don't really like to tell everyone that they're criminal families if they're successful. Normally they can keep a good front.
So how did you get this deep? I
I was getting ready to marry their daughter.
I don't understand. So how long did you know this lady for?
I would say as long as it took to be married. Does that really matter? 5 years, 7 years, 2 years if it needed.
Well, I'm saying that
You don't live out in the cities, do you?
no, I don't.
Out
I'm
in
not
the-
a fool.
In the rural lands, criminals are a bit more in your face, but in the cities they're more subtle.
All right.
So I broke off a marriage, an engagement where I had promised myself to someone because I didn't want to be a part of that family. And there isn't a way to pull her out of it. Like I said,
All right.
father and brothers beat me to a pulp and stuck me in the ground.
All right. Well, off you go. Good luck. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to follow the caravan as far as Waterdeep and then call it a day.
You just won't
That's
be
your
following my caravan.
Which caravan's yours?
The one right over here.
Okay, I will not follow that caravan.
Thank you.
so your goal was just to head to Waterdeep then?
Right, yeah. Go to maybe see, I have family out in Waterdeep that are going to be worried about my location. Obviously, I've been gone for quite a while.
If they haven't killed your family yet.
Do you have the name of this criminal family?
I said I wasn't giving it away because I don't know you, and he rubs me the wrong way.
Listen, this guy isn't very grateful. I mean, we saved his life. No one else was going to help him.
Well, I just to be careful. If we run into them, we would know.
That's what I asked him for, but he doesn't care. So, I mean, for all I care, we could bury him back in the hole at this point.
Oh, not the whole.
Right, well. Safe travels.
Maybe he shouldn't have broken it out.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I wanted to help the guy.
The caravan doesn't really go for that much farther before encampment happens.
I have one question. Did I ever hear back about my application for my new job?
Not yet. Amethel finds you when you guys are camped out, and you feel a tug on your like the edge of your like lower part of your shirt, like on the back. It tugs towards you. He's like behind the trees, like
Yeah, this way I must disclose your way.
I'm gonna be really careful.
how long have you been serving the Harpers?
Not too long, or actually time has passed. Say about a month.
And where along the list are you?
I'm just a watcher.
Watcher. Oh, you're fairly new. No problem. I'm one step above that. I'm a Harp Shadow.
That's such a gay name. Sorry, lame name. That's
I don't make these titles up yet. I was tasked by the Harpers to follow a caravan kind of like this that was heading up north to Waterdeep. My cover was blown. I'm assuming. I mean, it depends on what your mission is. If you're looking into the Cult of the Dragon as well. Yes. There was another caravan that had traveled a little bit ahead of this one, it seems. Again, my cover was blown. I met with one of my contacts at a roadside inn that's a little bit up the ways, and they found out. Here I am. A lot of the merchants weren't willing to kill me, and the Cult of the Dragon passed it off as if I was passing information to bandits to ransack the caravan. Since most of the merchants weren't willing to actually have me killed right then and there, they said to bury me up to my neck and let the fates decide. But I have contacts out in Waterdeep that I'm willing to put in a word. If you can just safely see me as far as there, I can see if there's any contacts I can put you in touch with that might help. And I'll put in a good word for you as well, see if we can push you up along that ladder.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Hey, the life's in my hands. I appreciate it. Your friends are kind of dicks.
Whoa! I did not say anything to this guy.
One punctured my chest.
This guy should have been
Aw,
kissing my toes
that's-
after we buried him.
That's
unburied him.
unlucky. That's unlucky.
They could be
Really hurt. I could have died.
You should have died.
My name is True, by the way. I am Colin Amethel. Of that I do not lie. But I was not married to anyone. It's a complete fabrication.
Wait, this bastard.
I actually believed you.
Well,
Pretty sharp tongue.
That's what it takes to be a Harp Shadow. You need to start to learn to lie to people like this. Once, again, the Harpers were spies. If you knew, you'd start to get a little bit more subtle with how you talk to people.
Dude, we should have let that motherfucker die.
My mom used to call me a pathological liar. It always got me cookies at the end of the night.
Jesus
It's a
Christ.
gift I developed. Anyways, I've bothered you for too much of your night. If you need anything off the caravan, you let me know and I'll see if I can pilfer it for you. Again, it's purely borrowed because the casing or pouch or remnants will always be left back. Not the contents. But you let me know. I'll be a whistle away. He kind of walks off.
This fucking bastard, dude. What a
He's
fucking
awesome.
sleaze bag. Dude, this
The
is...
Harper, dude.
He's badass.
Dude, he just pretends to be a good guy. That's all he is. That's what Harpers just pretend to be good. They just want to feel good about themselves. They're like anonymous, dude. Harpers are like anonymous, bro.
I wouldn't even compare them to that in the slightest.
They're like fucking anonymous. They think they're saving the world, but they're just fucking
Oh.
stealing.
They mostly are just spies for the prosperity of the world. Now they're trying to save the world, I would say.
I'm gonna save the world.
That's not really their track record. Now, we're on day 24 as the day officially ends. So on day 24, we would like to roll.
Give us a good one, baby.
5.
Yes.
Gabe, or Trey, if you would like to roll for
Skip.
day 25.
Alright, let's pass through. No more
12.
12. Gabe, if you want to roll for
no
day
more
26.
events, baby. No more events. 13.
13. Nick, for day 27.
No more events. Let's get it going. Let's get out of this stupid ass caravan.
19.
19.
Fuck.
An event happens on day 27.
God damn it.
After a miserably wet, cold day, which, by the way, your nightmares have ended. They have gone up until then.
You
the
had
reason,
psychosis,
the
dude.
reason for that were the things that these mushrooms were doing were actually from the puffs of black smoke. It was toxins, hallucinogenic toxins. Those have officially flushed out of your body. You no longer have any side effects other than your aversion to mushrooms, because the entire event was traumatic. But you're no longer worried about it. You recognize that you're feeling a lot better. You're no longer exhausted. You're able to get sleep. You're not really worried about it anymore, so you're pretty good. However, after a miserably wet and cold day that promises to become an even wetter and freezing night, the caravan arrives at a large inn. Upon entering the warm and comfortable common room to make arrangements for the night, the embarrassed innkeeper tells you that the entire inn has been sold out. All the private rooms are taken, and the common room is reserved for a private party. The caravan is going to need to spend the night outside. Looking around the room, you see just one group, an aristocratic judge and his entourage of 3 human dilettantes. They smirk at you while making comments such as, "Sleep tight," and "Have a pleasant evening,"
What a cunt.
followed by insults muttered under their breath about the character's mud-spattered clothing and low breeding.
Can I throw
what?
a coin at him?
What?
A coin?
You may throw a coin at him.
Yeah.
Can
Motherfucker. 3.
A 3. You don't hit.
I get them all drinks, but with mushrooms?
Well, they're
What did you
walking.
cap
They're
them?
walking past us, right?
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
Yo, Katrine's about to roofie all these fucking dudes.
I'm very spiteful.
That was not a good number.
Yeah, but it's sleight of hand. So that's
12?
yeah, 12. Which I'll re-roll with my favorite private gun.
Just
Or wait, it's not re-roll. I had
What do you add like a D4 to it? D6.
D6? Please.
I lied.
What is it?
That is for attack rolls and saving throws. So I'll use my inspiration, which is a re-roll, right?
it is.
Oh, I forgot I have an inspiration dice.
Which was good. Which is a 22.
22. You swiftly drug all 4 of these drinks with Mycelium Shrieker. You guys might have a miserable night, but you're confident with how quickly they drink these drinks, and so will they. They are not reluctant to give up any of their rooms.
What do you mean?
But they have 9.
But they have 9 rooms already. You can't sleep outside.
I sleep very
Psychotic.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Day 27. Let's go ahead and get another roll on day 28.
Let's see it, Nick.
Is it my turn?
Hold on. Because Nick was 24. You are also 27. Trace.
20.
So 20.
That
God damn it. 2 nat 20s.
2 days go by uneventful.
Oh. What is this layout?
On day 30,
good.
on day 30, you arrive at the town of Daggerford. Daggerford. Dagger? Ford.
Oh,
Dagger 4.
like 40 F 250.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. With less yee. It's a small consequential town. Commonly made up of like dwarves, humans, halflings. Primarily a farming community. It's kind of a stopover town. As you guys know, you're about 10 days away from Waterdeep, so the trail's going to get pretty quick from here on out. But
Why
If you guys wanted to buy anything, sell anything, this would be the perfect time to do it, and you can spend the entire day just kind of getting that stuff done. Caravan kind of stops and rests here because they got to now get up more supplies for the remainder.
They got
of
like
the
a horse, like a shop for horses, for like horse, like saddles, and
Yes.
like general horse care stuff.
Correct.
Can I walk into the clerk there? I want to say, hey, you got anything that would plug a horse's ears so that it couldn't hear? And do you also have blinders for a horse?
They have blinders. They don't have earplugs. They're like, why would you want to plug a horse's ears?
It's a unique problem. My question is what's the best way to do it then?
There wouldn't. No
What do you-
one's
No one's ever done it.
No one's done that.
Do you have? Never mind. And I'm gonna buy the.
But we have horse blinders.
Shit! I don't have any money on me. Hang on, I'll be back, and I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
I'm gonna come back to you guys. Can I have?
You can sell the spices.
Sick. So I just add the gold.
Man, how much gold you got?
400.
400, yeah.
How much gold do we have as a party?
Hey, bro, can I have 5 gold, bro?
You ask so much. I give you 10 gold.
I take the 10 gold. Hell yeah.
Wait, we have 500.
And I go back to that shop and I get some blinders. I want to get just 3
We have
pairs of
500
blinders.
Three pairs of blinders?
3 pairs
Okay,
of
it runs you 3
We have
silver.
500
So you can
silver.
mark down you have 9 gold, 7 silver.
Okay.
Is there anything else you guys want to buy?
Can I go
Small
to?
town,
Can
so
I
just
go to
take
the
common
clothing?
stuff.
Can I go to the clothing store?
Yes.
9 gold and 7 silver. Do you guys sell earplugs here?
That's not a technology.
Like they don't have anything that
No,
you could.
that's not like a thing. You're thinking 10 years ahead of this world.
Dude, no, they've got to have some
You
kind of.
like you are legit thinking 10 years ahead of this world. The earplugs don't exist.
Damn it.
That's why he mentioned stuffing beeswax in there. Like that's as close
So
as you
can
get
I get?
to shoving
Do
beeswax.
they have a florist, flower person, or beekeeper?
You want to buy
I
beeswax?
want to buy some beeswax.
Yeah, I'll say you can buy a silver
Can I
worth
buy-
of beeswax.
Is that like a good mason jar size?
That is
for
a
it?
great question.
How-
We'll say yes because I don't measure beeswax.
Hell yeah.
That's not. I didn't prepare for that.
So I've got a mason jar of beeswax.
I didn't prepare for the question of how much beeswax can I get real quick.
Is there a book area?
I'd say there's a small bookshop, but not like a library. It's probably gonna have maybe like local readings. Really, maybe not. I think it was like a small mom and pop store kind of deal.
Okay.
You might find something if you're willing to look.
Can I sell my regular longbow?
You may. Does someone have a player's handbook on it? If you can grab me one, go to the equipment page and let me know the price of the longbow so that I can cut the price. Because it is a used longbow. But this will help you get that figured out.
The last thing is Hakon wants to get a haircut. He's got to get.
50
He got to get lined up.
A longbow is how much?
50 gold.
50 gold. Oh, and they're willing to buy it for 20.
Damn.
It is what it is.
It's half price. Half price.
I
Half
mean, it's a little
price.
bit less than half price, but again, it's because it's used.
Yeah, but
They can fix it. It's mendable, so they can resell it.
Dude, you should have brought it to me.
I should have.
But you didn't. You can get your haircut for a silver.
Damn. That's fine. That's an expensive ass haircut. Well, that's the tip too. So it's fine.
Sure.
Is that the tip too? Is it just a silver for the haircut?
Yeah, it's a silver for the
bad.
haircut.
If I don't tip, well, that case 2 silver. 2 silver. You gotta give him a silver.
Oh my goodness, the barber, the local barber.
Am I the talk of the town now amongst the
By
barber
the talk of the
community?
barber,
Amongst
he's
the
like, dude,
barber
this traveler
community.
came in, he paid double and said, keep the change.
As long as you like the sword, dude, that's fine.
So,
That's all I want to do.
all right.
Let's speedrun this bitch.
I got my beeswax.
Yeah.
Oh, can I refill my water canteen and buy a second
A
one?
fucking
I'm
big-
not tracking that. You
Okay.
can buy a second one
Yeah.
for, we'll say, like, look it up for me.
Is there a pet store?
And no,
Or
if you buy a pet, it dies.
is there a horse store?
There
Is
is.
like
There's
a
a stable.
lizard, but I can't keep like a lizard in my pocket.
No, because if I fireball you, it's dead.
No, it's
Can I go to the,
No, it's dead.
I have
If
a
I
magic-
fireball you,
No.
it's dead.
Can I go to
All
the
right.
stable?
Yeah, you can go to the stable.
all right.
I'm going to look at the horses for sale.
Oh, should I put my rat in water?
They have
I should still
they have
be-
riding horses.
What kind of
What am I
horse?
looking for?
You're looking for the cost of a water pouch or a water skin.
Water.
What kind of horses?
They
Are
have
there?
riding horses.
Like that's all?
Yeah, that's the specific title of the type of horse.
2 silver.
Can I
2
pick?
silver?
Can I pick what it looks like?
Gotcha. If you're wishing to buy one and have the funds for it, we can discuss that.
How much is a
I'm gonna
horse?
buy one.
I'm about to find that out because I think it's 75 gold, but I could be wrong.
Can I sell my food? Oh no, I hate that. That's what.
And then can you also find out the cost of a horse? It's going to be under travel. You'll find it with like vehicles and stuff like that.
A horse?
Riding horse.
75.
They're worth 75 gold.
Oh, I could buy a pony then.
Not here you can. Ponies you buy at a city. Because that's what noble lords give their daughters on their birthday.
Can I sell my chain shirt of Torm?
You could.
For how much?
Hey, Trey, do me a favor. Look up the cost of a chain shirt, please. Armor.
Is that past levels?
Yeah, it's before.
Dude,
Chain shirt,
Dude, who knew?
50 gold.
50 gold. You can get another 20 for it.
Dude, who knew stealing equipment was the best way to fucking build up income, bro?
This
Selling the armor.
is what turns people into murder hobos. No murder hoboing.
Just kidding.
Get
Okay. I'm going to go to the stables and I'm going to purchase a horse, a riding horse.
We're going to purchase a riding horse.
Yes, and I'd like to purchase him some carrots too,
How long do you plan on keeping this riding horse?
as long as I can.
As
You know
long as you
what?
can. Okay.
Can I buy a chain shirt?
Motherfucker, why didn't you just ask me?
I
I just
thought
had.
you were wearing it.
I thought you're not proficient in armor.
Oh, that's right.
Katray
Damn. I forgot. I totally forgot that was a thing.
would just walk slow. Okay. So, could you describe the kind of horses in this stable to me, Ethan?
What color horse do you want?
I want a horse that is dark brown.
Okay.
And I want it to have black fur around or hair around its hooves.
Done.
All right. And I'm gonna name him Precious.
Perfect. Precious the horse.
I'm sorry, can I go for, in that same trip to the clothing store, do they sell any fur cloaks?
Yes.
Do they sell, I would like to buy one. I would like
Okay.
to buy one that's made of black furs.
Black furs. Drop of gold.
Hell yeah.
Got it.
And I put it on.
It's yours.
Can I increase my relationship with Precious every day?
With a animal handling check per day, you can make the animal more comfortable with you, as well as more obedient to you.
Can I
In
try
regards to riding commands, this horse will not serve anything in combat. This horse is just to ride. That's
Can
it.
Can I work on on that today?
You may. Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
Why is a spyglass 1,000 gold?
Don't worry about it. It's a naval tool.
Damn,
It's a naval tool.
I got a 7.
Spyglasses. Yeah.
What else would you need it for? That's why they're expensive, because they would be in high demand.
Yeah, no, yeah. If you're
If
going
you
on
needed
a-
one, they're naval tools. So you're basically buying one that an officer could be using, or
Well, you could
a
buy
pirate.
you could buy 5 magnifying glasses for half price in like CS4.
No,
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 no.
no. Buddy. What'd you roll?
Start
7.
taping them
7.
on.
Tough progress on first day. You guys aren't familiar with each other. It happens. Anything else?
I think I'm good. Are you good, bro? You're done? Are you done?
You might consider buying those magnifying glasses. We're not sure yet.
Buy a
Help
horse.
with investigation.
No.
My horse can't like kick people.
No, your horse cannot fight in combat. Your horse is a riding horse.
Yeah, dude. I got a horse now. What the fuck you doing? Walking.
I'm gonna buy.
How do you doing?
I'm gonna buy perfume.
Okay, you buy a bottle of perfume. I will allow you to choose maybe the type of scent it has. If you're looking for a particular type of perfume, you want it to be more,
Cherry
like
blossom.
cherry blossom. You got it.
Do they have like a lady there who sells rocks? You know how like ladies will sell different
A
colored
crystal
rocks
lady?
and stuff? Yeah,
Yeah,
crystal
like a
lady?
crystal.
Well, even that might like a tarot card lady who would sell her crystals.
Definitely no on
No?
a tarot card.
Damn.
That's I would say you're gonna find something like that in the
I
city
just-
versus a passing by town.
That's fine.
Yeah, most people that would want the services would be in a city, not trying to travel from Daggerford up to Waterdeep or down to Dragonsphere or whatever. So I would probably say no on all of those. I think you would find those in Waterdeep.
Are there any astrological sign people here?
Walks around, you Gemini. Yeah, I totally understand that. I lied to you. I was a Libra. What?
Yeah, you're giving off Libra vibes.
Well, I was another lie. I'm a Taurus.
That's such a Libra thing to do.
No. Anything else?
I'm good. You guys good? We're good.
We're good. We're good.
Buy alcohol.
No.
I mean, you good?
No.
Oh wait, no, I bought a water ski. Can I just put like wine in it?
Sure.
I did have moonshine in my last one. So.
Now,
Why don't you just make your water taste like wine with prestidigitation?
we have 10 days left to travel. We have 10 days left to travel. Then the day after the caravan leaves Daggerford, I need each of you guys to make a check for me. This check is going to be one of two, depending on your
like that.
proficiencies.
Alright, well,
If you are proficient in deception, you may make a deception check. Otherwise, it must be an insight roll.
it's cocked. Oh.
Natural 20? Okay.
18.
Plus the 7.
You rolled an 18?
Yep.
I got a 9.
Oh,
Back on,
fuck.
you notice nothing.
Come on, Nick.
Okay.
Stupid barbarian.
I'm going to read the following information as what you two both know,
Okay.
and I will tell you once you no longer know it, because you rolled lower than you rolled a natural 20. You both notice that there was a gnome that recently joined the caravan. Seems to show an interest in the human who joined at the same time. They were welcomed aboard by the same wagon that you guys know is a part of the cult. They aren't together, but during stops, the gnome often sidles up near enough to overhear anything the human might say. And she has also been spotted hovering near the cult wagons when the cultists are busy with tasks other than guarding the wagons closely. You both notice that the gnome shows an interest in you. With your natural 20, you determine that this is Jamna Gleamsilver in disguise.
You do the same shit, dude.
That's funny.
She does speak with you guys, asking very innocuous questions, commenting on the weather, and you both notice that she's very well aware that you two have been watching her. You're the only one that knows it's a disguise. That's all that really happens for the day.
Well, that's silly. Well, I don't really have any. Actually, I'm gonna talk to Eloquence. Isn't that a little strange that these two people show up and join this little cult wagon?
Maybe a little bit. I wouldn't think too hard about it.
Well, I mean, they're probably working with the other cult members, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say it exactly looks like that.
Well, what does it look like to you?
It looks like maybe someone is trying to go undercover.
It looks like you're not quite releasing all the details that you might have here. Eloquence. I won't say anything if you don't want me to speak on it. If you know something here, but ultimately, if you tell me you know nothing, then you know nothing, and I'll stop pressing.
You have my word that I will not tell anyone. I don't even really care for gnomes, so to be honest, they kind of gross me out a little bit. I don't really want to be around or even think about her.
Well, that gnome is actually my boss.
That's your boss. How can you be controlled by such a tiny person?
That tiny person you recognize.
Well, I could still kill them, probably.
Please don't try.
I won't. I'm not a violent person, but I do believe that. You know, it's a little silly you're being ruled by a midget. Alright, I'll stop pressing.
Was that?
You're not wrong. I see what you did there. You used the
Was
rule
that-
of D&D race
Or
for
was that?
self-appointed inspiration. That was
that
witty
Lux?
wordplay.
Or was that?
It's technically betray.
Wait, what did Katray say? You just said I didn't know you're not racist. Wait, what?
Yeah, because you're poking at the gnome.
Yeah.
And gnomes by race are small. Witty wordplay. I take it. I take it.
I was
You
just
mean the
bullying
gnome?
Katray for... Oh, Katray... The gnome is Katray's boss.
Yeah. I don't think any of us have met her yet, though, right? Except for
Oh, really?
Wait, no. Didn't I see them interact though? Him and the gnome.
Yeah, but he's the only one that knows that this particular gnome
Yeah. But I
is
don't
the
even,
same gnome.
I'm not even there, right?
Yeah,
But
you guys just see. You don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, no.
But you don't know that it's the same gnome.
Yeah.
So, other than that, the day goes by uneventful. So, on day 31, as 27 was Nick, then we went to Trey, which was 2 days, and then 30 we had events of Dave. You're up next. We're on day 32.
1.
Okay, Nick, we're on day 33.
8.
8. Okay, Trey, day 34.
6.
Okay, day 35.
5.
Okay. On day 36, on the morning of this day, the gnome actually approaches you guys as you guys are sitting down for your morning meal. She glances around, puts her finger to her lips, takes the bowl of oatmeal that you're getting ready to eat. After poking through your oatmeal with the blade of her dagger, the gnome lifts it out, showing you an oatmeal-speared object resembling a tiny bee. She glances over her shoulder towards where cultists sit at their breakfast. "It's a sliver of bone," she whispers, "curled into a circle so you can swallow it in a mouthful of gruel without noticing. Once eaten, it'll slowly uncurl inside of you, exposing needle points that pierce your guts and kill you slowly. I suspect they're all in your breakfasts." She gets up, she walks away, and she goes, "Let's talk in the evening."
What the hell?
And I don't eat that oatmeal, dude.
Thank God you had that connection. What the hell? This is insane.
Can I? She didn't leave, right? Did she leave already?
She did, yeah, she left quickly.
Ah, shit. Can I nature check those things? Would I be able to?
You don't have one. You can make an
Oh.
investigation
What
check
is
in your
it?
bowl of oatmeal.
Can I investigate that bowl of oatmeal?
Yeah, you can
Can I-
investigate your bowl of oatmeal because you would need to find one to nature check it.
Yeah, okay, that's gonna be a 11.
An 11.
Yeah.
You don't find anything, and that kind of concerns you.
I don't find anything.
What'd you roll?
An 8.
Yeah, you also don't find anything.
I'm going to take my food behind my wagon, like I'm enjoying it, behind in solidarity, and then I'm going to pour it out into the bushes.
It would be solitude.
What? Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. Listen, English is hard.
It's all good. I just don't know who you'd be standing in solidarity with by eating your oatmeal alone.
So that means like you're standing like together, right?
Yeah, you're standing together with them.
Listen, it was a couple vowels.
All right. Well,
Hey, man, people love their oatmeal.
in solid. Yeah.
Can I pretend to eat it, but not really eat it until all the
Yeah, did you
cultists
wanna roll
get
a
away from their
investigation check?
table?
Well, she pulled one out of
She pulled one.
I'm just not going to eat my own.
You're just not gonna touch it.
I'm not gonna eat
I
mine.
throw the whole thing in the trash, and then I go.
There's no trash. That's not a thing. There's no trash on the road.
In the public
You don't have
trash
trash
can.
bins.
In the medieval public trash can.
In the middle of the road.
Well,
there's
that's
trash.
what I'm saying. Stay here. So as I noticed that, like, you're kind of starting to look at your oatmeal. Did you leave already, or are you still at the table too?
I
Are we
pour
all-
my shit out.
You poured it out.
I want nothing to do with that.
But we don't want the cultists to know we know.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not eating this fucking oatmeal.
No, yeah, no, not eat it, but just wait for them
Well,
to
I
get
told,
up. And
I,
start
I
moving
told
around.
Ethan I pretended to walk behind the wagon.
That's true. That's true.
Well, I didn't pretend to walk behind it. I did walk behind the wagon, and I pretended to be enjoying my nice cup of meal in solidarity. Oh, in solitude.
Can Katray or I see the cultists? Is either one of us looking in their direction right now? Or are we
No,
both turned
not
away
at all.
from them?
Yeah, they're not looking at you at all.
Alright.
Are they looking
But no, but can we see them? Can one of us look at them?
Yeah. They're just not looking at you.
Can I look at them? They're not looking at us?
No.
Not at all.
Are they looking at me?
They're eating.
They're eating.
They're eating their oatmeal.
Oh, dude,
Can I have a perception check?
what if
for
we
oatmeal?
slipped some into their bowl?
They're not
Good luck,
with you.
dude. Good
They're
luck.
by their wagon.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're far away.
But like as far as just
No, oatmeal is sludgy.
What are you trying to do? You trying to throw it?
well, maybe if I'm lucky, I'll just get it like a quick snapshot of like, oh shit.
No.
Are you just trying to take a nibble?
No,
Oh,
I'm trying to spot.
You gotta eat your oatmeal, buddy. Takes a nice spoonful and goes, it's good. Just walks away. Guy's like, what just happened? You eat it off of his spoon.
You want to get through breakfast. I mean, I don't really want to do anything unless you guys want to do anything. I do though. When
What
it gets
can we
through
do?
like a little bit after halfway through the day,
Mhm.
can I find that cult member who I had initially approached about getting a job?
Mhm.
And I want to walk up to him. I want to say, "Hey, man, I just
Oh,
it's been a long time. I was curious about
Right.
if you guys had any more thought on
yeah,
that
sorry.
job."
We're like 4 days out from Waterdeep, so it really just wasn't.
You know,
Yeah, we
No?
I thought maybe like the silence would. Maybe I just made the wrong move there. Probably should have just told you. I thought maybe you would.
I just wanted to know. You know,
The answer's gonna be no.
all right.
We're 4 days out from Waterdeep. Just wouldn't make sense to bring you on. You're already guarding someone else's caravan. You're
that's
fine.
fucked up.
I get it, man. And I Hakon walks away kind of sadly from that guy. Like his shoulders slump a little bit. I go back to my friends. I know.
That's fucked
That's
up.
all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do.
It's fucked up.
We're talking to that lady tonight, though, right?
That's what she said.
Okay. So yeah, so I'll hang out until we start roasting some marshmallows.
We got 4 more days till Waterdeep.
No.
Yeah.
But we got marshmallows tonight.
In the evening, the gnome approaches you all while you're camped out.
Making s'mores.
Sure. Except s'mores aren't really a thing.
Well,
'Cause
making medieval s'mores.
Sure.
Roasting. Can we roast bacon?
Crust
Yeah,
bread
you guys are
and
roasting,
some kind of chocolate.
roasting some small meats
And
and then putting
and
it on bread.
nuts.
She comes up. So, we don't quite work for the same people, but we're all on the same side here. John McLean Silver. Pleasure to meet you.
Hello there.
We share a belief that the cult of the dragon must be stopped. I know that you've all been hired to kind of watch it. I need to know what they're carrying in those wagons and where they're taking it.
Oh,
If you'd help me find out, we could look into it a little bit closer tonight.
sure. Well, that wagon over there, I know what they're carrying.
Oh,
Gold
really? Gold.
and valuables.
You know, I heard that was potentially what they were carrying. That's good to confirm it. Where did they get that gold?
They've been stealing it from villages across.
Oh, so the rumors are true.
Yes.
That's fair. That's fair.
They actually raided the village all 3 of us were living at one point.
Oh. What time was that?
Greenest.
I heard that.
And can I ask, how does this information help you exactly?
Oh, well, it saves me from having to risk breaking into their wagons now.
Sure.
To be honest, if they're carrying wealth and gold, that makes sense.
And
So, yeah.
you can trust her. This is someone we can trust.
I don't know. I just met him.
You've just met us all. I thought you guys knew each other.
Oh, no, not at all.
Well, I hope I can trust you because I've just given you a lot of information.
Right, you can absolutely trust me with every information that you give me.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
That sounds like some fucking bullshit, dude. I got an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. She's not telling you everything, but you do not discern an actual lie. You detect no dishonesty from this one.
Now, what's really going on with your whole plan here? What is your goal?
Yeah. I was just trying to confirm what you guys had already known. So
That's not all
that
you're
actually
trying.
makes my life a little bit easier.
But what else are you trying to do here?
Not really more of what I'm trying to do here, to be completely honest. That was exactly what I was trying to do here. But that makes it a lot easier.
And your goal here is to stop these dragon worshippers?
It was more learn.
And from there, what are you
Learn.
going to...
So we can stop.
Alright.
Stop now. That would be dangerous.
It would be.
Right. Especially because they have a wizard of Thay with them. And that would just be terrible.
Do they?
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Wow. See, this is why you have me.
Of course.
Right. So,
Uh-huh.
she points towards the individual that you faintly remember, which no one had honestly talked about the entire trip. He was the bald human male with the tattoos on his head. Right, yeah, his name's Asbara Joss. I've been following him for quite some time. He's a red wizard of Thay, and I'm not quite sure why a Thayan would be caught up in this. It's not really good.
Fae, what does Fae mean?
Thay.
Fae.
It's a place.
Fae. It's a place. What kind of place?
Bad one. Reputably bad.
Right, and I'm just watching.
Fae, what exactly is Fae wizardry?
Normal wizardry? Just not used for good things?
What is Fae? Alright. So,
In the context of being called a red wizard, is because they normally wear red. I
Oh.
know, mind-blowing. Absolutely shocking.
wow, is it like a little cult or something of red wizards?
No, just a conglomerate of wizards with the same thought of nothing good. It's troubling. At the very least, you should be worried, but you're not. So that's... I'm not sure if that's good or terribly bad. Does he ever put himself in danger?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That makes sense. That makes sense then.
You are right next to them. You're actually in that caravan.
Right. I do a good job of listening. Really good job of listening.
You do a good job of being nosy and asking questions.
It helps when you're by size. You can get around quite quickly and without being seen.
I
A lot
actually,
better than you taller folks.
I actually think your height is a disadvantage. It makes your job quite difficult, and honestly, I think you're
How?
well.
Smaller, I'm easier to hide. My feet are tinier, so they don't make as much sound because I don't crumple on as much leaves as yours would.
Well, it also gives you less space for a brain and.
Oh, no. I'm already 3 steps ahead of you. So, mate, that's where we differ.
Well, I understand what
Did
you're
you guys
saying,
enjoy your oatmeal?
and that's all right.
I did not eat it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Did you?
Oh, I enjoyed my oatmeal, absolutely.
Did you dig out all your little bones?
Oh, mine wasn't. Black. Yours was.
Just ours?
Right, absolutely.
And
Yours.
and is it because they suspect us?
I would say it's more because they fully wish you dead. Especially if they've attacked your town and you don't think any of them haven't remembered who you guys are.
Oh, so yes, they definitely recognize us and want us dead.
That would probably be the most.
That makes sense.
That,
Of course.
exactly.
They don't
See?
recognize
The
him.
brain works.
Now, why was there a bone in his?
Why was there a bone in yours?
Well, he's got a great disguise, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's traveling with you.
All right.
True. Allies of enemies are also.
Yeah, it's guilty by association is the correct term. I
Alright,
can throw
can I
bigger
ask-
terms.
Can I ask a question? What about the rest of the members of our guard unit that we're with? Because was
You guys didn't check the oatmeals really that well.
Did our guards die?
Everyone seems fine.
Okay.
You guys just didn't really check the oatmeals that well, so you guys really don't know.
I didn't eat them.
You guys couldn't even find any bone spurs of your own. Like, that's how poorly you were able to check.
That's what I'm saying.
So, like, wherever they were hidden.
Listen,
It was hard for you
it
guys.
was every man for himself at that oatmeal point.
Like, how big is the bowl of oatmeal, though, to hide?
Massive.
It's sludgy.
But still.
So the issue is that while you're trying to find it, like, it's sludgy, so it kind of, if you were to get close, it would just recover. It's like digging through sand. Parts of the sand falls back down onto more sand. So while you're digging a hole, you're causing sand to go back into the hole.
Did you sift it, though?
You could sift the oatmeal, but we're already way past that.
I just imagine like a until you scoop it every last.
The Hakon's I'm gonna kind of insert myself in this conversation, and I'm gonna say, so what else have you learned in your time around them? Because you have obviously learned a few things we didn't know. We were not aware about the Fey Wizard, and I'm sure that there's a few other things you managed to hear
I have.
being near the caravan.
They don't plan on stopping at Waterdeep. They plan on traveling as far north as possible. They're going to follow the tradeway past Waterdeep. So, I guess if you're hell-bent on finding them, you might as well just
They're
keep
gonna roll
sticking
through
with it.
Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Are you, and forgive, I may be a bit of a fool. Are you familiar with Leosin or Tarbod Nighthill? Or
No, stop talking
you don't know
there.
any of them?
Not
No,
at
that
all.
is enough information. Yeah,
Well, Leosin he was the one who hired.
no, we
you
don't
as a
need to
harper,
bring his name up
right?
anymore.
You already
So
said it,
Leosin,
it's already out there.
Leosin he is a part of the Harper organizer.
So the Harpers are involved.
Oh my
Oh.
god, you have
Is
such a
she-
loud mouth.
No. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm talking from a perspective that Hakon doesn't know that, so I shouldn't have said that actually. Because I don't know. This is the first time I've met this lady. So let me back up again then. Why are you so interested in this cult? Haven't you only been a part of the caravan for a few days?
That's fair. It's a fair question. I get paid to care.
So do we.
You're right. So why do you care?
Well, who pays you?
Does it matter?
Does it matter who pays us?
No, not to me.
Well, it does matter to me. I don't take money from people.
That's where we differ.
I don't like to. Well, you'll take money from anyone.
It depends on the job.
Would you take money from us to tell us who gives you the money for
Oh,
this?
that depends on how much money.
5 gold.
Try 500.
500 gold. That's not that valuable of information.
It is. I can promise you. If it's worth it, you would offer it. But it's no big deal, honestly.
Can we back up to the beginning of the conversation? You
Sure.
said you wanted to break in.
Well, I don't want to anymore. I now know it's in those wagons.
You're welcome.
We don't know
Oh,
for
thanks.
sure.
Of course.
Well,
I
we
do
did,
know.
We did see the paintings and stuff. Remember, because we saw the crates that were open. And well,
And
actually,
the wagon
it was
fell.
one of the cold wagons that dropped a bunch of crates and it fell everywhere, and people were helping to pick it up. And
Yeah,
hey,
and
don't.
stuff. Some
don't help.
People started getting sick and
Yeah,
dying.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Well, I know we're not quite on the same path, but I hope I can see you take a couple of those,
Well,
fuckers down.
she's not going to.
Sure.
I don't have anything else to say to her, so I'm done with this conversation.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Because I want to say, well, so are you going to keep following them after Waterdeep? If you know they're
Probably
not
not.
stopping there,
Probably not.
so you
I'd
have
be completely
you have
isolated.
you have friends in Waterdeep. Because we have some friends in Waterdeep as well.
I see what you're doing. You're thinking like me.
I think we have the same friends in Waterdeep.
You surprised me for a second. I thought you were a bumbling idiot. That was a smart play. That was smart. That was good.
Hakon will appreciate it. I'll take that. I'll take that. Hakon, you notice his face flushes. Hakon's never actually had a moment like this before where he's been seen as so smart.
He's a barbarian. It's a pure lie.
And
Well,
he
he's
kinda-
outlandish.
He kind of
surely.
nudges you on the arm now. He says, "Well, now I'm a smart barbarian, so
Smart for a barbarian.
I'm gonna tell you something I shouldn't tell you. Our friend here. This isn't really our friend. I'm sorry, but we're affiliated with the Harpers.
You're exposing everyone.
And then I'm gonna leave.
Nick's
it
got
at
the
that. No, because now the ball's in her court.
So
Out of
open
game,
his
out of game,
fucking
trust
mouth.
me.
It's fucking everything we know. Just fucking.
So the Harpers are involved.
Oh, let's replay
This is,
this fucking voice line.
It's a lot bigger than I thought then. Well, hey, they got the good of the world, good of Faerun in their heart. So I'm sure you will figure this out, and I'm sure you guys are on the case. Good for you.
Well, are you not on this case as well?
Yes, but as far as Waterdeep, I think we've determined that. Do I need to spell that one out for you? I'm going as far as Waterdeep. Right. They want to go further. You remember when you made the deduction, your brain cells are starting to fall back a little bit.
No.
Just a
No,
smidge.
I remember all
They
this.
slowed
but I'm
down. They were running at Mach speed. Now they're a little bit slower than that. This might be your normal pace. Let me know if I'm too fast. I'll slow it.
Slow down. He's still pretty
I'm on my horse, by the way.
Sure.
fast. The whole time.
I
Just looking down at this.
want to be riding my horse as much as humanly possible, to the point where my ass hurts every single day. How much I'm riding this horse. What are you laughing at? You gotta get your mind out of the gutter, bro. Come on.
No, it's the poor horse.
This is gonna be like the most crippled, decrepit horse, like almost as.
She's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm not. I feel bad for the horse. That's rough.
He's gonna be a strong horse.
Is there any other questions you guys wish to ask her?
I'm like super nervous that like I said too much about being a Harper.
Oh, you think you said too much, dog?
But you
This motherfucker said too
Yeah,
much.
It wasn't like it was a crazy secret thing. It was like, hey, like there's different factions. You guys want to join these
I mean,
different
it's
factions?
just we don't
It's
know if
just
she's
fine.
telling the truth.
Yeah, but they're
We
not
don't
that
know.
secret.
We don't know the truth, and we don't know her really. So it's like we're disclosing this information to someone we don't know if we can really trust or not.
Yeah, but
I
I
mean,
don't know
obviously
any
we
better.
can take the gamble. Like, obviously, you and I know we're fine, but in character, I feel like that's an extremely risky thing to disclose.
heck on those.
Well, I have nothing else to ask her.
The conversation's very heated right now. We'll talk to her later.
Okay. The night ends. 2 days go by uneventful.
Whose turn is it?
This morning you awake to a killing. The cultist that you had been trying to butter up to get a job with Hakon was murdered overnight.
Oh.
He was stabbed in the back with a sword and left where he fell beneath a colt wagon. His companions immediately accuse you, Hakon. As you constantly were coming up to him, you've recently been rejected from getting a job. They go to inspect you. They demand it. Are you carrying a short sword on you by chance?
I am not. No.
They don't find anything that can prove that you had a murder weapon. They believe that you've tossed it.
Find it, stupid.
There are many footprints around the wagon.
Do they have a search party? No.
Many of the people, because of the works that you've done, are unsure whether or not to support you. There are
What?
those that watched you slaughter a noble and his retinue,
No, I accidentally.
but
threw
there
a
were some that
rapier
watched you
or a
help them
javelin.
with the humongous fungus.
Wait, was that proven that he killed the nobleman? Because he shot it up in the sky.
He didn't kill the birds.
Anyone that watched him throw a javelin
Yeah, they know
and
where that
it
javelin-
fall into that noble, watched where that javelin was thrown from.
Yeah.
Could
So-
be God's word.
I that's what I'm saying. I think Torm had to step in for a second, but
The eyes are on you.
so
They believe you are suspect.
so is it the
In this
cultists?
murder.
Are they so?
The cultists
they're
are
kinda-
accusing you.
They're hanging around
Why?
right now, right? I'm gonna say, you guys are some big old bullies in this caravan with a whole lot of no evidence to be back here. So unless you really want to start having a problem, you should get away from our wagon.
Make a intimidation check.
That's gonna be a 15.
Jesus, take the wheel.
They back off. And as that happens, one of the other wagon merchants kind of comes up and kind of reaffirms that, yeah, there's no witnesses, there's no physical evidence on hand. Let's just let this go. There really isn't anything that can be done. An investigation really can't happen. And the gods will decide the fate of the individual.
I want whoever the first motherfucker to come up and accuse me of killing that guy, I want to just stare at him.
For the remainder of the
Anytime I
journey,
can.
he does the same to you.
Okay.
In fact, that entire caravan looks at you with an intense hatred,
No,
nothing but disgust
I stinky eye all
for the remainder of this journey.
Oh.
A journey that is uneventful as you arrive at Waterdeep.
We made it.
You've made it to the City of Splendor. You roll into Waterdeep after 2 months on the road. Most of the merchants begin to disperse to the city's markets, the warehouses, and stables. They've reached their destination, and you all have been paid off and thanked for your service, which reminds me, I did pay you during the first week, which is a 10-day. So you each have 3 additional payments, because it was 10 days total.
Oh my gosh.
So because you lost your job, that's not for you. So Hakon, you made another 15 gold, and then Arboris, you made another 24.
You're gonna have 15, bro.
He goes, thanks.
I still got my 8, dude.
Since you all, for the most part, performed well, other than you, you both are told that you can find work with these shippers anytime in the future if you choose to. However, because the merchants have dispersed, you guys need to figure out where the wagons are going. You really don't have too much time to settle in Waterdeep. The goal is we need to figure out where they're going, and we need to kind of determine whether or not they're moving further. The coal wagons don't follow the same pattern as the others in the caravan. In fact, since you know at least one that has made your life that much easier, you follow it. It connects with another 7. Instead of following the remainder of the caravan, they head for the north side of the city before looking for a place to spend the night. Everyone who you know to be associated with the cult gathers at the same spot by nightfall. The declared Wizard of Thay remains with them during this time. They spend 1 full day resting their horses at a stable on the north side of Waterdeep. Other wagons are already there. During the day, some of them begin to visit a large warehouse just inside the northern city gate, where construction supplies are stockpiled for shipment north, and where wagons are gathered and loaded for the trip. You guys begin to ask around Waterdeep's northern gate. What are some questions you might be asking?
The trucks.
What kind of commerce comes through these gates and goes out of them?
Normal trade.
What's normal
Further
trade?
north is up the city of Neverwinter. There's actually a lot of trade. And technically, there's a lot of exporting from Waterdeep up, since Lord Neverember is trying to rebuild a lot.
Are there any castles up there?
Absolutely there are. Castle of Neverwinter.
How was that warehouse recently purchased?
Commonly used.
Like rentable or
Nope.
Like it's owned by someone?
Yeah, it stockpiles construction supplies.
Can we find out who owns it?
Insignificant. You can. It's owned by a company, like one of the actual guilds. Specifically the one that would oversee construction.
You ever see anyone non-human enter, come and go?
They did. In fact, that's a very good question. They remember that there was a half dragon that they sighted. It's actually very unique for them because they don't really see chromatic dragonkin almost ever. But there was a black-scaled dragonkin that traveled through, caused quite an alarm, and she was traveling with a strong escort of mounted guards heading north. following that road north, they assumed was passing the high road, which is used to connect Waterdeep to the city of Neverwinter. There was a cold coastal marsh called the Mere of Dead Men that lay between the road and the coast. Over the years, the mere continually expanded. Each time it grew, it flooded the road, which had to be relocated farther inland. That was the situation until a century ago, when Neverwinter was nearly destroyed by the eruption of Mount Hope now. With the city in ruins, efforts to keep the road open simply stopped. It no longer served a purpose. But since Neverember is rebuilding Neverwinter and the road is needed again, no. Since the road is needed again, the warehouse visited by the cultists where shipments of supplies to the road building camps are coordinated. If freight haulers went there, it must have been to see if they could haul supplies to the road ahead for pay. Are they hiring guards for supply caravans? The Mere of Dead Men is a wild and dangerous area. Lord Neverember's agents in this endeavor are perpetually looking for laborers to build the road and fighters to protect them. Turnover in those jobs is pretty high. So part of seeing that mounted escort helps kind of support that that's potentially where they were heading. Because you would need it to go to the Mere of Dead Men.
Now, as to, do the people who come and go from that warehouse, do they all kind of wear the same clothes?
No, because
No.
again, it's like I had said, it's a commonly used place. So if some people frequent it more often, it means they require the materials more often.
So that means they're building something.
Potentially.
Who's the biggest buyer?
They would know. You would have to go dig out their financial records.
Can I do that?
Yeah, the time to dig out their financial
They
records.
don't keep it in the warehouse.
Probably. But you'd have to break into the warehouse, which means you'd have to plan a heist into this warehouse. And then you would need to know where they hide their financial records.
I will aid if you choose to do this.
I want to ask to. Does the warehouse ever have any strange noises going on, or is it ever open at weird hours of the night?
Nope.
You ever see people come and go?
Not at all.
No. Okay. Are there any weird stories about that place?
Nope.
No.
It is run by the High Road Charter Company.
Is there any crime in that area?
No.
Does anybody know who, like, the heads of the factory are?
The High Road Charter Company that owns the warehouse.
Uh-huh.
It's a consortium of guilds and noble houses partnered with Lord Neverember. They're well known, and they have a great reputation.
I think you got any questions for him? For the area?
I will aid Katray if he wants to break in. Excuse me, Honey Chan.
If there's papers, we want the biggest buyer. What they're doing is really expensive.
But it is really risky. Because we're not just breaking into a criminal organization, we're breaking into a legal organization that just happens to be interacting with criminals that they might not know about.
They're heading north. Give me 1 second. I definitely got some more questions I wanted to ask.
Can I get a glance on how they operate? While he's pushing.
Yeah, legally. Like, you watch people unload construction supplies, and people load construction supplies.
Do they all have similar outfits?
People that are working there, they would have, like, things that would help them load and unload construction supplies. Probably some form of badge and not like a metallic badge, maybe like a felted badge patch of the guild. Whatever noble houses are supporting them probably would have maybe like a retinue there.
Do those colt wagons, when that one joined up with all of them, do they all look the same? Do they have a distinct design?
No, they
Or
look
they
different.
just use
Yeah,
whatever?
they're not that stupid.
Damn it.
But yeah, they took today to rest their horses, so you do risk, if you cause any problem that delay you from when they leave, that can be problematic in following them. You would get the impression that by resting a full day, they're probably looking to maybe leave as soon as possible, which would probably put them, but you would need to confirm and make sure and figure out when the next caravan's heading out. The High Road Charter Company would be a great place to talk about that.
Would you want to stop them from heading out right away? Or would you want to head out right away? Because here's the thing, we need to relay the information we've learned back to Greenest and all that. But it's going to take a while for that information to get back there. Oh, you could just send, there's like mail and stuff, right? You could send, No?
Yeah, you would need to send a raven or a carrier pigeon.
Okay, yeah, so we would have to do that. Which is still going to take a few days.
You guys don't have access to carrier pigeons or ravens.
But we're in Waterdeep.
You're right.
Could we buy one?
No.
No?
Like the people that have ravens and carrier pigeons are people that would be actively using them. It's not like a public service.
Oh, man.
I think the nobles probably all have one. The City Watch probably have one. The City Guard probably have one. The Griffin's Cavalry probably have one. So, like, different groups are going to have them. But, like, there's not a shop where it's like, rent a carrier pigeon. Where are you sending it to and I'll charge you?
Rent a pigeon.
If you were more connected with the Harpers, maybe we can have someone just go and do the busy work. Can you send someone?
Who's the guy putting the good work for you?
Are you a shadow fister now, or whatever the fuck it's
A
called?
harp shadow?
Harp shadow fist.
You're not a harp shadow.
So, okay. Do we have any
But
other
you've
questions
gained
to ask?
one extra renown, so you are close to being harp shadow.
Hey.
You're welcome for helping out. Us helping you dig.
I helped him the most.
You didn't want to help him. You didn't even want to
I
dig him
healed.
out.
He goes, I helped him most, I healed.
Actually, you did want to dig him out. It was Nick that didn't want to dig him out.
No, I definitely wanted to dig him out, and I wanted to kill him.
Who
But
didn't
no
want?
one
Oh,
wanted
it was
to-
Katray.
No one wanted to give
Was
me
it?
a potion.
Oh, I didn't want to give you a potion for it, but I wanted to dig him out.
I didn't want to let him out at first.
Well, then once you saw that Hartford
we can
symbol,
tie him up.
well, we can capture him.
Do they move a lot of stuff in boxes in and out of that warehouse? I mean, it's all gonna be in boxes. And that northern gate, that northern path, does it go anywhere else besides to? Because they're rebuilding that road up to. What's the place up north? Neverwinter. They're rebuilding the road to Neverwinter. Is that road? It's only one road up to Neverwinter. It doesn't go to other places.
Can you read that question one more time for me?
The road because we're at the north gate.
Right.
And that gate is connected to the road, which is connected to Neverwinter, which
Correct.
they're rebuilding. Does that road go to anywhere else besides Neverwinter? Now, my other question
No.
is, if they're rebuilding the road and this caravan heads on the road to Neverwinter, does that mean that there's a point where it won't be on road anymore?
No. So the high road is it travels along the coast between Waterdeep and Neverwinter. There is another road that leaves northeast out of Waterdeep. It's called the Long Road,
Okay.
and it heads over to other towns.
And that's what they would
The
take to
long
get to
To other
Neverwinter.
places.
But to
No,
get
the
to
high
Neverwinter-
road goes to Neverwinter. The long road is the other road that you're talking about.
But the
The high road goes to Neverwinter.
But the cult is 100% going to take the road to Neverwinter.
They're taking the high road, so you don't know if they're going to Neverwinter, but they're stopping somewhere
High road.
along the way.
Well, let's go
So
investigate.
what I was talking to what's your name? Your name. I was talking to Eloquence about the fact that we don't really want this caravan to leave right away because we need to get the information that we've learned back to Greenest and all of our companions there. And put together again more of a plan now that we know at least where they're taking. I mean, we as a group should still follow it and collect information on this caravan, but I don't think that we're in a position to act yet. We're going to need a bit more support to take down a caravan this size.
Of course. I mean, if you'd like to go and investigate, I think it wouldn't be a terrible
So-
idea.
Well, I'm not saying go and investigate.
Technically, you guys haven't even fulfilled your mission yet.
That's-
Your mission's just to figure out where they're going. Just because they've made their first major stop, this isn't where they've gone. So you technically haven't fulfilled enough to need to tell Greenest where they're going. The goal is to find out where they're going.
I thought it was Neverwinter.
And it-
You don't know.
and it-
They're
Right.
heading up that road. You have no idea where they're going. The only way you'll be able to find that out would be either by going with them
keep following.
or figuring out if there is a way to find out more information from them.
I think we should try these. I think we could stealthily try and investigate a little bit.
Look at history.
But if you guys want to go in the warehouse, that's all you.
Well, we could also go up
I'm
the
staying
road,
out of that
the
warehouse.
road of Neverwinter, and see if we find another encampment.
That is true. They could be reconnecting. But that's the other shitty part. 'cause
Or
they-
you guys can
they-
go to the High Road Charter Company and see if there is any caravans that are departing northward to Neverwinter.
Because that was my next question: is
They would be the
the
one
cult
overseeing.
going to be joining another caravan of merchants, or are they
That's a
just
great
being
question.
a cult caravan?
The
Can I find that out?
Charter Company would be the best place to go for now.
Let's go to the charter company.
If you go to the Charter Company, you do find out that there is a wagon escort that is heading up north. It consists of 6 supply wagons and 12 escort wagons, with roughly about 24 laborers marching out to relieve a group that is coming back to Waterdeep from some time off. You would have no difficulty getting hired along this caravan, but instead of being hired by individual wagon masters, you'd be hired by the High Road Charter Company. You would get paid roughly about 10 gold once you arrive at Neverwinter for the trip, because it's not really that long of a travel, and it is normally pretty safe. Normally the danger comes by people that stay at the Mirror of Dead Men when they're repairing parts of the road there, but this is just going straight to Neverwinter, so the dangerous spot's going to kind of be on just that strip of road, and then you'll be gone.
Sure.
And then once you arrive at Neverwinter, they'll pay you there.
Sure. Let's do it. I'm going to buy like a robe. I'm gonna try and go into this a little less obvious that hey, this is a
Okay.
Horus. So I'm gonna like buy a robe.
What
and
type of robe?
More so like a brown cloth robe, like a dark brown cloth.
cloth robe. When you mean that, is it everything like?
Sorry, I
robe,
mean
or
more like a
fancy robe?
cloak in a way.
Cloak.
Like a hooded cloak in a way.
Hooded cloak. Okay.
And
Okay,
and,
you buy that.
And I also want to
We'll say that's about. We'll say 5 silver.
okay. I'd also like to get a like a bandana, I guess, or like some sort of face cover.
Okay. We'll say it's about 3 copper.
Okay, I'll make it brown for sake of matching.
Okay. 5 silver, 3 copper.
I'm just gonna give the guy gold and say,
Keep
keep the change.
Oh my gosh, you guys are generous. All right, he'll take it. No problem. It doesn't take long. In fact, the next morning, the wagon, like the wagon train, does depart from Waterdeep with you guys alongside it. Now, this travel is incredibly peaceful. You guys don't really encounter anything, but on the 7th night, you do rest on a hilltop in which you guys have your first sight of the Mirror of Dead Men. It is a very chill tangle of trees, brush, boggy ground, standing water, reeds, and cattails stretching farther than the eye can see. The remainder of the trip is within eyesight of the mirror. The destination is reached sometime on the 10th day. You guys aren't heading to Neverwinter. You guys are instead heading to a roadhouse that looks as if it at one point had been abandoned, but has now been repurposed as a part of the reparation project of the road in order to use it as some form of like a supply depot and a wagon park. You guys arrive from the south. You're brought into the compound 1 or 2 at a time, wagon-wise, for unloading, and then moved back outside to be parked. The compound's crowded with food, lumber, and a myriad of other supplies in crates and barrels. Materials that aren't able to be exposed either to cold or wet weather elements or are just especially valuable are stored within a warehouse. That warehouse is located on the bottom floor of the wagon. The way that the wagons are getting parked is that they are getting parked outside of the compound. When you move into the roadhouse, there's a big kind of common room. There's rooms that surround that entire area that people are sleeping in, both downstairs and upstairs. The rooms are kind of on the same stage, so think of like a motel, like an inside motel where the rooms kind of just go one wall, upstairs, downstairs. The warehouse is going to be on that first floor, which is where they're bringing all the valuable goods. There is a staircase that is, kind of near that, so there is an upstairs element of the warehouse as well. There's a bunch of other stuff. You do see a stables on the southern end of the roadhouse, so they're kind of doing all that stuff. It's a lot that's going on. The camp superintendent is a burly half-orc, so he's kind of in charge of everything. He's kind of directing people as need be. Other than that, for the most part, everything kind of just begins to happen. You don't really see anything too concerning at the immediate moment while everything's kind of going through. So I'll give you guys just a brief moment to maybe kind of do what you want.
Can I try and where are all the wagons being unloaded? Where's all the stuff?
They get unloaded outside, or they get brought up to the gate. They get unloaded from the outside and brought directly in, and then once they're done, they get pushed off to the side.
Can I try and investigate and sneak over and see if I see any precious jewels or
anything valuable gets brought inside into where it can be safely stored in the warehouse. The warehouse does have a lock, but once they get all the valuables inside, that's when they close everything down. But you know where they're bringing it. They're bringing it into the warehouse. And the warehouse is on the first floor.
Can I look around? Does this caravan have anyone with a big sword?
Anyone with a big sword? Not anyone with a big sword, but you do notice that the half-orc actually has a pretty... it's a short sword, which is decorated with a dragon resembling the designs on the scabbards that you saw in the dragon hatchery.
It's an orc?
The half-orc has a short sword that has the same scabbard.
He's not part of the cultists, is he?
Yeah, he's got a dragon fucking blade with the same symbols from the dragon hatchery.
Yeah, but is he hanging out with the cultists?
Yeah, he's breeding dragons for him.
I mean, he's the superintendent.
Oh, the cultists?
I mean, technically...
Oh, man.
No. He's the superintendent of this roadhouse. So
Oh.
he's directing everything. So by the nature of your question, you're asking the wrong question, because he would have to hang out with the cultists, because he's going to have to direct the unloading of their carts.
No, okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking
If
just
you're
the
asking me if
caravan
you think
members.
he's a part of the cult,
Yeah.
if the hilt didn't give that away, there isn't anything else you're going to learn off that guy.
Dude, really, it's just, they like dragons, so they gotta be part of the cult. What's wrong with liking dragons and not being part of the cult?
He said it was the same hilt from the hatchery.
I'm just
In
messing
this
around.
campaign, that just doesn't work.
I'm just messing around. Yeah, never. I don't want to go talk to that guy yet. Then we're gonna leave him alone.
Okay.
Is that gnome lady? Do I see anyone that we recognize from the previous caravan?
No, Madonna didn't travel with you, which you guys never said goodbye to her.
I'm gonna fuck, dude.
I was gonna ask about it. I was like, wait, we're leaving already?
Yeah.
But that's fine.
I didn't need her help to fight that fucking wizard.
I will see her eventually.
She is crying.
I don't give a fuck about Vidania. Why do we need to see Vidania again?
That's your subordinate, dude.
She's a fucking elf, and then that's the only similarity we have.
Wait, she is crying. She's
You're right.
looking for someone?
You're right.
That tells you a lot about who she's looking for, huh? Yeah, barbarian. No, I'm kidding. Okay. You know what? I am gonna walk up to that orc.
Okay.
Is he busy right now or no?
Yes.
I want to wait for him to not be busy to approach him.
And
So
you do.
I'll wait for him.
Sure.
And so now, what is he doing right now? Is he kind of just sitting down?
And everything's done, so he's kind of just making sure he's watching that everyone's kind of doing their job and goes,
You run it really well here. You know, everyone's super.
we have to. I gotta move.
Put away.
I gotta move all these caravan wagons, in and out. It's gotta be quick.
That's
Gotta
what,
do.
that's what I've been hearing is that they're rebuilding this whole roadway.
We're working on it. Yeah.
Is this something you've been dedicated to the last few years? Or?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes,
well,
yeah. I've
okay.
been hired to do a job, and I'm gonna do it
I
well.
will tell you, I have a lot of respect for people who can dedicate themselves to one purpose for a long time. I think that it's dying passion out here, especially out in these
Yeah.
lands, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you know, taking just a quick look at you, you look like you've been dedicated to living outside. It's good. You can find a lot of profession. I meant no disrespect. You can find, you know, a lot of profession is like a
You look
hunter.
Can I
homeless.
insight the outside? What
You
do
can
mean
find
by the
profession.
outside part?
As you being like an outlandish guy,
Oh,
like just
okay,
getting the
okay.
general idea that like living indoors isn't really your normal thing.
Nah, they're usually too
Like,
small.
like normally, don't mean no disrespect. You can be like a guide, you can be a traveler, a trapper, a fur, like a pelter. Like there's a lot of money that can be made out there. I totally get it. But you know, to each their own. Bogluck is the name. Reaches a
You
hand
said,
out.
wait, one more time. Bogluck. Oh, that's a cool name. Bogluck. Bogluck. I'm a hack on guns.
Right. Give me a moment. They've just unloaded the last of the valuables and all the materials that can't be left out to the elements. I just got locked in the storage room, and then if whatever conversation, if you have any questions, we can talk away. Just give me a second.
You're good.
We can walk and talk actually, and kind of walks
Let's
over.
go.
The warehouse has it's just a door that's on the side of a staircase that leads up. The staircase that leads up leads to what would be like the top part of the roadhouse that's above the warehouse.
Can
So
I?
he goes up to the door and he just closes the door and locks it with a key that he has.
As he's locking it, I'm gonna say now it might be just I might be a curious cat, but could I just see what it looks like in there? I don't want to walk around. I just want to peek inside.
Look, I would love to, but a lot of people are paying just to make sure that I don't let anyone into that room. A lot of the things are marked, you know, which places they go, what they are, whether it's food. Like a lot of the meats are in there that can't be, again, you can't leave those meats out to the rain, otherwise they're going to get soggy. That's just gross. As well as just personal valuables. It would ruin the integrity of my job to open that door for you. So it's going to be a no.
I have to say I understand.
Yeah, but no problem. I do know if you are looking, there's a kitchen up on the up. If you just take the staircase right here, all the way up, there's a kitchen there. Food will be prepared momentarily. You can hopefully get yourself some dinner. I believe your room. What wagon were you on? You tell him which wagon. He goes, oh right, okay, yeah, your room. If you look over, you're gonna go up the stairs. It's gonna be the one. So look right at the nest corner. It was you and 3 individuals that were paid to be on the first door that's directly across from the stairwell. Right on the corner. First door, it'll be direct. Like as you get up to the staircase, you'll be looking right at the door.
Are there any other open rooms that we could potentially switch to? I really don't like stairs.
No.
Like just farther from the stairs, even maybe switch with someone.
I don't think anyone would be willing to, because if you could see, most people have actually gone to their rooms. So that's gonna be a little bit difficult. I'll tell you what, if you can find someone that would be willing to change, then it wouldn't really be that big of a problem. You would just need to swap your things, go to the other room, swap your keys, and make sure you turn everything in at the end of the trip. And by the way, he hands you over a key to the door.
Wait, I don't have a room, do I?
No,
yeah,
we
your
don't.
room's with him.
It's all 3 of us in one room. Yeah. I don't like that they know which room we're in. That's just me. I'm gonna take the key and I'll say, well, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, likewise. You have a dinner as well. I heard that they're going to be roasting up some bison. I haven't had that in quite a while, so enjoy for sure.
Already. I'll head on up.
It is what it is. If you find anything worth eating, you just go ahead and you let me know.
And I'm gonna look around when I get up to the dinner table or the dinner hall.
Yeah,
Are my friends up there? Can I find them?
sure. We'll say unless you guys had anything particular, it would make sense if you guys went up to the food.
So I walk up to you guys and I'm jingling the room keys. I'm saying, I got our room keys. And I met the headmaster of this place. His name is Bogluck. He knew which room we'd be in, though. And I just felt a little off because the guy had a dragon hilted blade as well. I don't like that they know exactly which room we're staying in off the tops of their heads. At least a guy who I've only met for the first time. So I think maybe we sleep with a guard tonight.
If you'd like.
You can call me suspicious, but
I only sleep for 4 hours anyway.
I don't like. Ever since that guy got stabbed, I have had a air of suspicion around.
You actually, at the mention of saying after that guy got stabbed, you feel a bump behind you as someone walks into you, pushes your way and goes, oh, I'm sorry. And it's one of the
I
people
turn
that was
around like-
directly accusing you. And he goes,
I'm ready to hit him in the face.
yeah, so you look at him and he goes, oh, I'm sorry. You're so worried about having a guard because you don't want to get stabbed in the back, but it was you that killed my friend. And at that point, like, all eyes are on you.
I'm gonna. Oh.
There are, before you act, just to let you know, there are a lot of people in this room.
I'm gonna say, now, Fred, I understand that there are a lot of heated emotions between you two, all right? But he did not do anything of that sort.
Right. Everyone, you keep your eyes on these three. He murdered one of my friends on the trip. They said they couldn't deal any justice. Keep your eyes out on that one. And then he just kind of walks off.
Can I try and trip him when he walks away? Like kick one foot behind me?
Oh, jeez. How does that help?
You can make an athletics check or sleight of hand, depending on what you'd rather do.
That's like a 22, bro.
A 22. Yeah, you trip him.
He falls. Watch your step,
he
brother.
falls, and he gets up. And
The oatmeal on the floor is a little slippery.
Two of his companions stand right behind him. Their hands immediately go to their swords, and they unsheath just like just an inch of blade, and their eyes are locked on
Jesus
yours.
Christ, dude.
I
He looks
scream.
up, he
I
goes,
scream at the top of my lungs. Bogluck, get up here!
Why are
You
You
watch
can't name
as a
throw.
big smile on their face, and they slam their sword hilts back into their scabbards and go, "You're a coward too. You're a giant walking baby. You little coward."
What did you do?
Yeah, go get the
I
superintendent.
take my hand off my blade and I say, I'll make sure to put your fingers in my oatmeal next time. And I'm gonna back away.
Looks confused. Okay. Go away, you coward! You murderer!
And I go away.
Cat facing man, face on. That's what I thought.
Well, actually, wait. Because does Bogluck come up there? So I say
No.
that, and
You
no,
just
Bogluck
shouted-
does
you
not
just
come
shouted-
up.
You just shouted it out.
Thank goodness. Then I walk off.
You walk off. It's kind of tense. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
And I get back to the room.
You
I'm
did
away
this.
for you guys. I'm away for you guys.
You did this, Nick. You created tension.
You guys finish up your meal quickly. I'm imagining. Go back to your room.
Just quickly enough to where I don't have to deal with the many eyes on our group anymore.
You go back to your room. You probably just eat in your room.
Honestly.
You guys are in your room.
They now think we're fucking potential murderers.
Do we want to break into the warehouse?
I don't care anymore at this point.
Well, that's not the attitude. Seems that might go alone.
Alright.
I'll stand. Well, no, because otherwise I'm just gonna stand guard outside the door, and that's just gonna be an awkward conversation. Well, you know what? I'll come with. If you want to do it, why not?
How are you going to stealthily?
I'm not gonna stealth in. I'm gonna stand guard. I'll just keep a lookout.
Alright. I guess I'll come. But I'm quite defeated after tonight.
It is kind of like more. It's not like nighttime yet.
Yeah, so we're in the room now.
I'm going to disguise myself as Bogwell.
Bogluck.
Bogwell. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm just going to walk in.
He did only lock one lock, right? It was only one lock on the door, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just one lock.
It was only one lock on the door, so it really shouldn't be that hard to get in either.
Dude, you could steal it all.
Well, I don't.
I want to find out where it's going. I don't even. Oh, I should go.
Okay.
Well, if you're,
So you head out as Bogluck.
you know, I'm actually.
Go ahead.
If you're
and
going to
make
disguise,
a-
I'm not going to go with him.
Make a performance roll.
I'm not going to go with him either. If he's got
Don't you
these
have
guys.
this smell?
But
Use your perfume.
with my disguise, I get the proficiency to performance
With the disguise kit.
with the disguise kit. So this doesn't count.
Not disguise self. Yes, with the disguise kit.
So that is a 10.
A 10?
Can you not reroll it at all?
You do what you can to make your way
Or
over.
wait, no, the spell.
Right. The spell.
It is okay.
So you make your way over to the door of the warehouse, in a manner that you believe Bogluck would do.
I love when he says that.
Not that's
You think you're walking like Bob Love, but you're not walking like him.
you're fucked is what that head nod meant.
You make your way to the door, and you do find that it is latched.
I unlock it.
It is unlocked.
Sus.
Can I peek in without making it?
Make a sleight of hand roll.
Oops.
16. You do open the door without making it creak.
What's in there, Ethan?
You just want to look and leave, bro. Just wanna look
When you
and leave.
open
We can't
the
run
door,
from his
you do
pyramid.
see again that there are a lot of supplies here that just shouldn't be left exposed to the weather. Food for the people, fodder for animals, things like that. You don't see anything about like where any of the valuables were stored directly upon seeing, like looking into the room. So you actually might have to go in there and investigate a little bit.
Can I go in stealthily?
Not by initially opening the door and walking in, but once you walk in, I'll give you a chance to make a perception check to see if you notice anyone.
This is tense, bro. This is tense.
Because creaking the door, you didn't notice
you're gonna
anyone.
walk in, that door's gonna lock itself.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You don't notice anyone. You hear something in a room that is on the like where the door is, the opposite side of that wall. There's a door, and you hear something from that side.
Can I sneak up and
Make a self
eavesdrop?
Oh shit, baby.
That
It might pass.
I don't want to take much use. I'm going to use my inspiration.
You better?
You should have put some more oomph into it.
I didn't actually mean to roll. I meant to pick it up and I dropped
If you dropped it, Ethan said you don't have to keep it. Because I did that earlier, and I said, "Do you want me to just keep it?" And he said, "No, just roll." If you didn't mean to roll and it just fell, just re-roll it.
That one.
21. You did mention you know Draconic, right?
I do.
You hear voices in Draconic.
Oh, but are you gonna hear Resmir, dude?
We must bring crates back to the castle. Born Grey wants as much as we can bring. We must bring everything back.
Hear another voice.
Right, but there's a lot of carrying we're gonna have to do. Might as well get started as quick as we can.
And it sounds like the moving of crates is happening.
Well, hurry up, you're not making this job any easier. I'm trying to carry it. Shush, the humans can't hear us.
I'm going to walk out stealthily.
Okay.
And go back to...
Okay.
Are you outside lookout or no?
I didn't go with you because
Make
you
a stealth
you
roll.
had the disguise, so I didn't go with you. I say
16.
60. You make your way out. Make another performance roll if you walk from the warehouse back to your room as Bogluck.
Or
Bagu, Bangladesh.
because it makes sense if I walk out.
Well, you can't walk out as yourself, because if
But
anyone's
walk
paying
in my
attention.
room is-
yeah, fuck it, dude. You're gonna have the performances.
It is a
That's high.
20.
Yeah, that's high.
Very 20. You make it to the room. You open the door, you slip your way in, you drop your disguise.
How'd it go?
There is people in there. They said they're bringing the crates to the castle.
The castle.
Back to Borngray?
Born Gray. We'll have to figure out which castle he's at then. But that's good, because now we know that they're taking him to a castle, not just north. And this is more of a question for you. Is Neverwinter considered? Because there would be a castle there, right?
Yeah, where Lord
But
Neverember.
it's a whole big thing. Yeah, but see, that's my thing. I don't think it is Neverwinter. Okay, that's it. That's good though.
Born Grey, but I know.
No, it's a name.
No idea. Sounded like a name. So potentially another member of the cult.
But they said they were moving crates. Right? Yeah. Okay. So it seems that they do it the same way at least. No matter what they're moving, they're packing it into crates and doing it on a caravan.
They're trying to go fast.
Why? Did you hear why?
They just said hurry. Must be quick.
It might be on a timetable. But for why?
That was
What are
really
they
strong.
trying to be? Did anyone see you?
No.
No one saw you. How sure are you no one saw you?
I'm pretty sure.
You're pretty sure. Alright. Good job. So now, we sleep? Or do you want to go back?
Um, the only thing we really could do is walk in, which is
A bad idea.
more dangerous. They also said that quiet, the humans will hear us, and they were speaking to common. Luckily, I also speak to common, but that makes me assume that they are not.
Probably half dragon.
Possible.
So now we're in a very weird spot because
Well, we know where to we know
just
what
leave.
we know where to report back to Greenest.
Well,
Is
not
that
really? We need to find out who Born Grey is and what castle we're talking about.
Where it's really going. Because this Born Grey guy is going to know a lot about too. If he's the one who wants all this stuff, then he's going to know where it's going from him. Because I don't think he's the end all to this chain of supply.
you know?
If we go undercover tomorrow and ask about Born Grey, we might get some answers.
Undercover like you doing the whole get up again.
Roll an insight roll for me real quick.
That's pretty good. 18.
18. I'll say it's maybe my fault by maybe not expressing it, potentially. You get the idea, now that you think about it a little bit more, that you find it a little suspicious that you hear non-human voices rushing to move things out of a hidden room, well, a more secluded room in a warehouse, and ensure that humans aren't aware of the movement. Wherever those crates were going, were leaving that room. And they probably weren't going out the front door.
We might want to go back in.
We might want to go back. I don't want to go back in.
No, they were moving the crate somewhere in that room.
I'm not sure how you expect to get back in there.
Walking.
I can't quite do that.
Isn't it locked yet?
It was actually unlocked.
Now you see Hakon's gears start turning. Alright, let's go back. You coming aboard us?
Yes, alright, doesn't seem like that great of an idea.
We want to be very careful. Plus, it's not too dark.
Alright. I'll go check the hall first. Make sure it's clear. You guys walk.
At about this point, you all hear the sound of glass shattering outside. Something is dropped, thrown, destroyed.
Can I run outside?
Yeah, you
I'm gonna stand in the doorway. I don't want to go outside because I'm gag used to something.
you stand in the doorway. You immediately run outside,
I
and
go
you
outside.
see a broken vase lying on the ground just a bit outside your door. You see an individual running down the top of the walkway, and he makes his way into a room at the far end, juts in, and he looks over his shoulder, but you can't see anything in his face. Just kind of looks as he's running, bolts straight into an open door, which slams shut. People start to open the doors and start to poke their head out. But you have a quick second before that happens where you might act if you wish.
I guess. Can I investigate the base if it was like dropped in panic, or?
That's a great question. You probably wouldn't be able to answer that by investigating it because it's shattered. So
Even insight him for the split second that I saw him right now.
to insight what he had done with it because he's already so far down.
That's true. I guess maybe run after him.
You want to run after him?
Yeah.
Okay, so you push your way down the walkway, and as the doors are kind of opening, people are poking your heads out. You're kind of just moving on, and they're all kind of like everyone's kind of following you. You make your way to the door. The door's closed because he shut it behind him.
Everyone's heads, because I'm looking out the hallway too right now, right? Everyone's looking.
You hid in the doorway, so now you can walk out. You can, because you were hiding in the doorway.
Is everyone still looking down that hallway where he was running, which is the opposite
Kind of
direction?
a mixture of that and each other. Like, what the hell's going on? He's at the far end of the door. What do you?
I'm gonna knock.
You're gonna knock on the door. You hear no response.
Hey, buddy, you dropped your vase. You ran pretty quickly. You okay?
No, sorry, bloody hand cut all over the place.
If you let me in, I can help you. It's one of my skills.
You hear kind of like the breathing gets a little louder as maybe spatially he's moving closer towards the door. The door kind of opens a smidge, and you can see a guy looks out, and he's wrapped his hand up in a cloth that's just staining darker and darker red. Are you certain? Are you positive? You can help?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can.
Hey, get in. Yeah. He opens the door and kind of closes the door behind you and kind of unfolds the hand and holds it out to you. Hey, please make it quick.
I put my hands on, and I want to get a quick glance at the room. Like, really quick.
Okay. As you go to look around the room, because your first instinct is to look around the room, you watch as someone is getting ready to put a cloth over your mouth. You have an opportunity to react to that. As you don't have to roll to detect it. He rolled a natural 1. And at that moment, you also see the individual in front of you with the bloody right hand. He begins to undo a knife that has been put under. So he's got a weapon, and someone's trying to come behind you. What do you do?
Can I maneuver myself where I get, like, grab that guy's hand and move? And, like, using that guy's body to protect me from the
So
other guy?
make an athletics roll. It'd be contested.
That is not a good idea.
It's a 9.
The 9. As you go to grab onto the arm, you watch as he grabs onto onto the actual, elbows, on the elbows, and kind of holds them together and pulls you in, and you feel the hand come behind you now at this point, and the cloth moves up against your head. I need you to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Did we hear the noise? Or did I wanted to go out there too, but I didn't get there out as quickly as Katray. Would I have seen Katray go into this room by chance?
Yes, you would have seen Katray go into the
Oh, yeah, no, we're most definitely
I'm
walking
gonna
down
shout
that
hack
hallway
on
now.
over
No,
here.
no, we are
Okay, so
walking
you guys make your way down to the door?
Yeah. And
Okay, you make your way to the door.
if no one answers or lets us in, I'm forcing my way in.
Okay, so how do you try to get the door to, what do you mean by if no one answers, what do you do?
I'm going to. Is there a window in the room on the outside?
No.
Well, are we at the confirmed right door? Like, we're
Yes.
at the right door. I'm going to just start wailing on it. Hey, open up! Open
Yeah,
up!
Start wailing. What'd you roll? 13. Okay.
Get it open.
The cloth is put up against you. You are able to breathe. Likewise, you're able to not breathe if you choose to.
I'll hold my breath.
You'll hold your breath for a second? Okay. You hold your breath, so you're unable to speak at the current moment. Yeah. Oh, hold on, he's stitching my hand up. I caught myself bloody on
I'm
the
going to
face.
look around real quick. Is there... whoever the closest person watching us is, I want to grab him and say, hey, you watching this? Come here, and I'm going to bring him over to the door, and then I'm going to kick the door.
He's you like pull on his shoulder a bit and kind of tumbles out.
Oh, yeah,
Make an
watch
athletics
this.
roll.
That's going to be 16.
16. You kick the door and it cracks. It doesn't kick down.
I'm gonna go in for. I'm gonna try and kick it as well.
Make an athletics roll.
An 11.
An 11. You are unable to kick it down.
I'm gonna say together, and then we're gonna do it together. Can he assist
Can
me?
he get
or-
advantage? Yeah.
No, I'll just give you one last roll.
16.
16. At this point, you do end up kicking the door a third time, and the whole hinges that the door is locked on just completely kick down. You see at this point, which by the way, real quick, I need to know if a 13 hits you. No. You watch as he's being grappled by two individuals. One that's got a cloth over his hand, the other one's got his arms wrapped up and is trying to stab at him. And he's like, even though his arms are kind of held forward, he's like moving and bucking and kind of like pushing his shoulder in a way that makes it difficult while the guy's holding onto him to stab him. That's currently happening because now we have the mixture of you and you guys would actively want to get involved. You guys go ahead and roll some initiative for me.
Oh no, dude. Oh no, dude.
Okay, 25 to 20.
23.
23. Okay, 20 to 15.
I got a 16.
16. What'd you get?
17.
17. You didn't want to say that when he said 16?
I zoned out. I was thinking about
Okay,
what I was
Arboris,
doing.
you're up first.
Okay. I'm going to grab one of the guys pinning down Katray, probably the guy who has his arms wrapped around him.
Okay.
I'm like gonna grab wherever I can on his shirt, and then I'm gonna go in for I'm gonna go for a flurry of blows and also just my normal action and just pummel him with my fist. Just
Okay.
like a
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay, first one is a 22.
22 hits.
D4 plus 5. That's 8 damage. Okay, that one doesn't hit. That's a 9.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay, and then unnatural 20.
That hits.
And then 6 damage. So 14 damage in total.
You start to punch into the guy as much as you can. You hit him once in kind of in the gut, and you can see the body kind of recoil. Seeing as another person now like physically imposing on him, he goes ahead and actually turns him a little bit closer in. So you kind of you miss making sure you don't hit your own friend, in which you find the perfect opportunity to punch him again in the head, and hoping that you can try to push him off. He hasn't let go. That is your turn. So we're gonna go to Lux. You're up. Back on your own deck.
Am I still like grappled?
At this point, he has dropped the cloth.
Okay. I'm going to attack the guy in front of me with my.
But you are grappled, sorry.
I am grappled.
Yeah, you are grappled.
Um,
And actually, because the first guy has his arms around you, you're actually restrained.
can I still misty step?
You can, yeah.
I can still. Oh no, I can't attack if I'm restrained.
That's not true. You just have disadvantage.
Okay, then I'll attack him with my dagger. Because misty step is.
You might want to misty step first, bro, and then attack, because then you're not restrained.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that close. I want to just get like an attack off. And then just keep distance.
I mean,
Yeah, I'll attack him with my dagger at disadvantage.
Okay.
that's the disadvantage, bro. That's what I was saying, dude.
Nine. You're unable to even pull out the dagger to even make the attack. That's how restrained you are. Makes it difficult.
I'll use Misty Step to go behind.
Okay, so you misstep your way outside. As you kind of get outside, and a little bit of whatever was on that cloth that was potentially trying to incapacitate you has made your vision just a little blurry, nothing to impede anything. And as you look around, you start to notice that people are leaving their rooms. They're drawing their blades, and they're coming down the hallway. That's your turn. Hakon, you're up.
There's 2 in there.
There's 2 in this room.
How far into the room am I? Do I see those people
You're in the
coming
room.
down the hall as well?
No.
No.
No. You 2 are in the room.
Oh, that person who I pulled in, as like I pulled
Right.
my head. Are you watching this? Did they pull a blade out or not yet?
They would be outside because once you've kicked the door, I'm not assuming that you're kicking the door and throwing this guy
I
in
can't
there.
bring him in with us.
Because I thought you were bringing
Well,
him to be like,
I
hey,
just-
watch this, and then you go kick the door down.
Well, I wanted him to come and like see that like our friend was being taken hostage,
Right.
not we were attacking people.
Right. He would be
But
pulling a
now-
blade out about now.
That he's one of those guys.
Yeah, he would be pulling a blade
So-
out about now.
In that case, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna attack fucking. I want to attack whichever one tried to put the cloth on his mouth.
Go for it. Yeah, make your attack.
Okay. Do I want to rage before I do it? I'm gonna rage.
Go for it.
I'm
You
gonna
rage.
rage before I
And your
do it.
ancestral
And
guardian
I'm gonna
step
say,
out.
I have fucking had it with you little pieces of shit and all this stupid shit, and I'm gonna hit him for 16.
That hits. Roll the damage.
Oh, I lost my d6, but that's fine. Oh, that's gonna be beaucoup damage. It's gonna be 11 plus 4 is 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage.
And actually, I'm sorry, plus my rage damage is a plus 2, so that's 17 points.
17 points of damage. You got it. You